Okay, hello everybody. Welcome. Hope we're all doing good. I am currently getting my recommendeds in Fractals. I've been up for a few hours. Sleep is still all over. Most of the time when you see online, right, most people on Twitch are a bit sort of all over the place with their sleep, right? It's not an uncommon thing to hear someone say,
"Hey, my schedule is really messed up. Oh my god, that's so interesting about me."
right? You'll hear that a lot. And you hear that from me too. But when I say it, it's not that I'm just, irresponsible and going to sleep super late all the time, necessarily. I mean, a lot of the time. What it legitimately is my sleep is like chaotic. It's all over the place. So last night, I went to bed at 11, exhaustedly tired, ludicrously tired. And then I woke up at about 4 a.m. and I've been up since. So all of a sudden, I was just really awake. And so here I am. I've been playing the game for a while. Did a bit of PvP earlier. And then did the roller beetle races. Did some of the basic stuff that we do every day, basically. That we kind of showed off on yesterday's stream. And with that sort of all complete, we're going to look at something a little bit different today, actually, to stream. Which I'm kind of thinking is maybe we'll get that last POF Elite Specialization Collection thing done. Maybe we'll get Winter Gust done. Someone did send me some advice about that Marsh Drake we need to kill. That apparently it is actually predictable. It's like every 40 minutes or something. So you can know when it's genuinely coming. I was sitting on Mace there waiting for the opening break bar, but there isn't one on this. So here we get 3 stacks of Berserker's Power. We use, we get peak performance. And then make sure you use the 5 while under that. So you can get the big damage. We don't really have anyone boon ripping, so you can quite easily get over 100k on a Whirling Axe. But if people aren't ripping the boons, then not necessarily. So yeah, those guys are going to run this next thing. I'll stay on here so they don't claim the boat. I mean, this guy's here anyway. So yeah, anyway, this is just my last recommended. I'm not really doing T4s or anything at the moment. I'm only doing Rex. Just because they're easy, right? You can go into any pug and get these done. Lots of people on LFG right now, even on EU, which, is a kind of a weird time of the day to be playing a video game, I feel like. But, yeah, pretty good. We have to get off this cannon in a second. Just try and cleave them down. We've got to get a lot of kills. That wasn't a very good eviscerate because we went at T3. But I want this guy dead because he spams buffs on everyone else. And now we can go to the main boss and hopefully get a heal from our druid. Place the banners back down. So here, T3, kick, and then roll through. Like here, we're getting up to 63k. That's reduced by 33% because of the protection. So it's about 100k Whirling Axe. This is a very easy build. This is probably the easiest Fractal build I've ever played. It's basic. I mean, obviously, I'm not doing perfect. When it gets below 50%, you can throw axes because they get damage modifiers and stuff, I think, anyway. But yeah, you're not even really weapon swapping on this, especially in this Fractal with no break bars to take out. It's a pretty fun build though. Did I get the mini griffin? No, I've saved some of the really short things for today's stream to do with you guys. Okay, I guess I'll get on this cannon. I usually play support and I don't get on one of these. Yeah, I've saved, so we'll do the griffin race and maybe we'll get lucky. And we will do, we'll get the voucher. And I've already done blood in the water. I've already collected the key. I don't know whether we need to stream the collection of the keys every day. I mean, it is one of those quick things that we could assign a character on the account to stand next to. It is one of those things we could do. But hey, who knows? Oh, I also already charged my quartz. And that was our 5th one. So what we can actually do here is pick up our next Zephyrite gloves. We'll do that in just a second. I want to get another like novelty unlock of some kind, but I don't know. Finishing the POF Elite Specialization weapon collections is going to feel really good. And all it will cost us really is 2 map comps. Alright, final boss. Banners up. Here I'm not going to move. Oh, really? That animation goes that quick? Okay. I'm not going to pretend to really know this Fractal very well. It's new and I haven't really played in normal groups with it. I know that there's going to be wind in a second that we got to watch out for. So this is like a shark attack, so you just want to put it right off to the sides. and hope nobody stands in it. There's crazy condi pressure here, so usually when I play support Tempest, I actually try and do condi mitigation on this. So there, that guy has another shark. The music's brilliant in this Fractal. Really love it. I actually prefer this Fractal in terms of like style and music and stuff to the new wing. This is different enough, you know? I'm missing all these dodges. I'm doing them really late. Anyway, I think this was new music, wasn't it? This dun, dun, dun. Was that actually from Season 1, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. So double throw axe there. I think there's a thing on this where I'm supposed to not, like, interrupt my auto attack chains. But I don't know exactly what it is. I think, actually, to tell you the truth, I think I could have swapped Spellbreaker on this. If I knew what you would run every time. I mean, I know I can figure it out. But, you know, I just haven't very quickly. But, yeah, if I knew this a bit better, I would probably sub off... I don't know, what would you sub off? Discipline, I guess? To go Spellbreaker. And you'd be done. Okay, so that's our third recommended. I did the other two before the stream went up. Did I get my Sky Scout? I did indeed. Yeah, we did all of that on stream. So here we open these chests. We're just basically collecting these. I've got 87, and we need a lot for Fractal Gods. So I'm actually going to say no to this because this is Volcanic, which I already did. So, okay, Sarah to those guys. And, yeah, okay, so 3 pages on Natalie. I mean, I'll trade the potions and stuff later. We can figure that out. Let's quickly have a look over at Arachnia. Now, she's already done her races. So, and I did really well. I actually got 2 of my best times ever right here today, a mere hour ago. I didn't get gold Brisbane, but I got gold everything else. I had my fastest Snowdon ever. These are one-shots as well. I wasn't grinding them. I just went to Snowdon about an hour ago, and my first attempt on it, I got gold, and it was my fastest gold ever on Snowdon. And the same as well in Diessa. This was my fastest Diessa race ever. So there's the tutorial boxes from Kryta. 5 bronzes, 5 silvers, and 4 golds. I got gold everywhere except here at Brisbane, because I missed a really terrible thing. And I still don't know this very well. But yeah, so tons of medallions. That's a really good yield today, pretty much. And check it out. So all of a sudden... if I do about equally as good tomorrow, we'll get the mystery dogs. We'll have the mystery dog tonic. So that's pretty nice. And just sort of show the progress there. We can do that. Moving over now to... which character is it that we want to look at? Merlin. Let's do our quick race. Have a roll at the mini griffin. And so there's certain other things we can do. You know, the Path of Fire meta events have been buffed and stuff. So maybe we look at some of those guys for like the Awakened Abomination. In fact, let's check the TP. Mini Awakened Abom. He's still really expensive. He's cheaper than he used to be. And I bet the buy orders have dropped a ton. Yeah, they're down to 960. This guy was 10k. He was TP capped for a while. But yeah, this is like the invisible boots kind of thing, essentially. He's really cool. There should be a tonic for this. Can we... is there an awakened tonic, I wonder? Oh, well, yeah, there's the combat one. But I'd love to be able to become some of those other variants of awakened. They're so detailed. I love them. I think they're really awesome. I'm already on the griffin, so I don't want to leave. All right, so here we go. We're not going for our top ever. We're just gonna figure this out. I saw you doing the griffin races, but wasn't sure why. It looked fun, so I went and did 3. I got the pet. I'm that guy. Seriously? Oh, I hate you. You really got it in just 3. Was it? See, now I'm wondering. Oh, is this one bugged? Maybe it's just like one specific race that gives it to you. You know. That's pretty epic. We moved really far there on that dismount. That was really smooth. 25,480. We were 400ths of a second slower than we were before. By the way, if I was... I think I mentioned this on the stream. But if I was doing this on a level 80, this would all be counted for Sky Scale mastery points, which we haven't acquired yet. No Griffin, once again. Oh, okay. And so here's another thing, actually, that I was looking at on efficiency. So you guys can't see this, right? Let's log on to lists. I tweaked the dyes on the skimmer. I'm really happy. Last stream was amazing. I love getting these mounts, man. So, check it out, right? I think it looks better in daytime and on certain maps. Oh, my God. In fact, I've got quite a few things to talk about with this in a second here. What does the Griffin race give? There's a mini Griffin in the game that only... Yeah, it's not on the TP. It's account bound on Acquire. And it's a rare drop that you can only get from the races. So instead of grinding all the races crazy, I just do one a day and hope I get the loot. And that's what I've been doing. And that character's like leveled a lot now because it just keeps going, rolling for it and it doesn't get it. What was I going to show you? Oh, right. Well, no. I wasn't going to just show you the skimmer. Anyway, I dyed him a little bit better, like in terms of Shadow Abyss Frostbite meta, obviously, right, guys? And he looks really good in certain areas of the world. But what was there was actually a main point to what I was about to deal with. Well, another thing is the open world builds. I think I'm finally settled on Tempest here. I think I've figured it out. I think this is what I like. And check it out. It's actually Scepter Warhorn, I think, is the best way of running open world Tempest. It's got the sturdiness of the hills from all the auras getting pumped out. It's got shit tons of cleanse access to get you out of combat and straight back onto your mount. This doesn't even have much value when you're constantly dipping in. And here's the awesome thing, okay? Frenzy Sigil with the synergy on Fresh Air, okay? So you'll see all this in a video when I do it, right? But look, we have the Superior Sigil of Frenzy on our Howler here, right? Recharge all equipped skills by 2 seconds upon killing an enemy. Well, so what does that mean, Woody Potatoes? Well, here, I will show you guys. Let's say we want to kill this Rock Gazelle. We engage with the air overload, right? You drop it on the guy, dip out of air, and then back in because of fresh air. Then when it dies, it pretty much instantly recharges overload air for you on your next roll through. So then you go again. And it's just massive overload access. It's crazy. It's so good. And you absolutely annihilate things. Really big AoE. Scepter means you proc Signet a ton of times. You don't need Wash the Pain Away because you have the Aura Cleanse. Signet of Earth is fantastic for blinds and even worse AoE scenarios. The only thing it's a little bit weak on is Break Bars. It's got High Might as well because you're Scepter Warhorn. And I run Aftershock, so you can just burst a little bit of Might up, right? And you just roll around. Really, really solid build. I spent a long time even looking at Weaver recently. Insane burst damage on the Lightning Orb. Spent a long time even looking at Weaver, just trying to really be confident in what I genuinely think the most face rolly, like, as far as I'm concerned, best open world build is. And I think I found it. I think this is it. That CC was really gross, just by the way. But yeah, so it's min-maxed in terms of crit chance and stuff. Oh, it was. There's a slight tweak here. But we're at 94%. We need to put a Sigil of Accuracy on instead of Air on the Meteorologicus here. And then we need to, like, sub a thing. But it's Marauder gear, Marauder weapons, Assassin trinkets. So we've got that just perfect min-max of power versus crit chance. Does feel like Stab feels a bit shitty there, getting 2 interrupts in a row. But I did play this a lot. And over at those Jinn as well, I did it a lot, you know, in this area. This hasn't really got anything to do with Master, but it's a thing I've been doing on this. Okay, so, why else was I on her? This Jacaranda. This is such a mechanic in POF. It's ridiculous. I forget. I completely forget. We were going to do something. And I forget it completely now. Well, whatever. Let's go back over now to, shit. Oh, I was thinking of maybe getting some more keys today on stream. But the chests have become quite low value, so it might not be a very good idea. Oh, yeah, we were going to get a voucher. Yeah. Oh, and we were going to craft the Zephyrite gloves. That was the other thing we were going to do. Yeah, that's what I was going to do on this, because she went to the home instance, so I think her inventory is a bit clogged at the moment. So anyway, Azaric is on the more barrier-intensive thing here out in Ember Bay. But we got the eggs yesterday, so this should be an instant... Oh. Okay, it's not instant. I guess I didn't collect those properly before. I was going to show you the skimmer dye job. Yeah, I was going to do that and something else. I was going to do 2 things at once. And I've completely forgotten what the 2 things at once were. But with Rex done and all of that, I guess it's just kind of a question as to what you guys want to do. In fact, I'm on EU at the moment. I was playing a good amount of NA earlier before the stream, but swapped back to EU. And so what I want to do here is Winter Gust. If you guys want to get that Winter Gust last riddle, or if you need the Winter Gust achievement where you avoid the pot attacks, you're more than welcome to come and join in with me on that. Let's try and collect the eggs over again, I guess. Just type /squad join, LYS, 3 letters, that's it, list. We'll try and, oh, here you go. Like, for example, we just got dedicated gardener proc again. It just keeps steadily happening to me. That's since we got passion fruit this time. I don't know whether we want to dedicate go for that. Or maybe it was the marsh drake that I was going to do. I also got a little bit more advice from you guys via mail. I guess I can read that now since this is taking longer than I was expecting. So check it out. This is from Benji this time. Today's tip. Dragonfall. Interesting Reddit post from the we already know this, by the way, but Benji took the time to send the mail, so I may as well read it out. Interesting Reddit post from the devs. They tried something different with the rewards on Mistborn coffers. Something they've been meaning to try for a while. Every 3 chests guarantees 3 rare items. There is an effect that plays when this occurs. After 10 chests, you will no longer continue to get the rare items, and a different effect will play to demonstrate that you hit the daily limit. Weapons of the Scion can drop, similar to Sunless, and you are guaranteed one in your first 1,000 opens. So it's not quite like the Tequatl thing, basically. I'm assuming Benji's sending us that message because he saw our conversation about it yesterday. But I think on the stream, somebody did point that out, and we did sort of engage with that, didn't we? Yeah, it was the Marsh Drake, I think it was that I wanted to show. Which region do I PvP on mostly? I really couldn't tell you at the moment because I just, quite scummily, frankly, keep resetting my placements over and over and over again. So I'm not sure. Like, sometimes I'll get up to like maybe 20 games or so, and then I'll reset my placements, and then I'll do 15 games. Like, I think I'm exactly 15 games right now on NA. Over the past 24 hours, I did some duo queues, and they were all NA duo queues. But then I tend to go back to EU. It depends on the build I'm playing, because like, it's easy enough to play like a Mesmer on NA. That's not a problem. But if I want to do something a little bit more precise, a little bit more accurate, or if I want to use anything with a lot of ports, I kind of feel like I really just have to be EU now. I just feel so horrible not... Well, I don't have to be, but it just feels shit, man. It feels really shit dying in the middle of dodge rolls and stuff, so I don't know. The PvP names have been amusing. Yeah, SFAA. Was it you who noticed my Firebrand name? I made that a long time ago just because it's really annoying playing Firebrand in PvP when you're like doing buildcraft. And that's like what I do most of the time. I'm always just fucking with stuff like and not quite being meta. And people get really annoyed when you're like, I don't know, past a certain threshold. They really hate it when you're not playing according to established standards. Like if you go on a what's a good example? Like if you play a really glassy Condi Mirage, which I was doing recently, with just fuck tons of stealth. I was doing that about a week ago. It was a really stupid build, but it was kind of funny and crazy, right? It was a sand shard build. But if you do that, obviously your rotations are going to completely change. You're not going to side node on that. But people see a Mirage on Condi and they think, oh, you have to side node, and you get a lot of heat for it. And it's the same on Firebrand. If you spend a lot of time fucking about with different Condi Firebrand builds, which I was doing a lot a while ago as well, people get really pissed off if you don't do any support in a team fight. So I just created a character name that says damage, not heals. And whenever I want to play a Firebrand that isn't explicitly Magi's, not Magi's, not minstrels, Menders, I hope that people will read the name. And yeah, I was playing a little bit yesterday because I played possibly one of the weirdest builds I've ever played before. It was a Rune of Grenth, Glacial Heart, non-hammer Firebrand build with almost pure mantras. And I'm not convinced by it. But I don't know. I haven't played it enough to really assess it. But it was a really weird build. Okay, alright, so we got 5 of those. We're looking for 10 before we can do the thing. So let's go back onto list now and get our first unlock of the stream. I like this. We're getting multiple unlocks per stream. That's what's really important, right? We get like a good chunk every time. Panwin, thanks very much for the sub, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I have a character called the Monkey Lord, and I have a character called the Monkey Boss. To be honest, I don't really like those names. When I thought I was hot shit when I first picked those. But a lot of people pick names like that, so I don't feel special anymore. And, well, we'll do it at LA because we are going to ultimately use the Forge, aren't we? So, a lot of people pick names like that. But the idea was, when I first started playing Mirage, it was when it was horrendously busted. About 12 months ago, because they did that Mesmer update, right? About 12 months ago, after they changed the way phantasms and clones and stuff had worked, immediately after, but they hadn't fucking tweaked anything. I think the first thing and the quickest thing they tweaked was Chrono Phantasma stuff. Like, they halved the damage of resummoned phantasms, and they halved the recharge on the Signet in PvP and stuff. Like, all that stuff's so nerfed in PvP. But I think they'd done that, but they hadn't done anything with the Condi stuff, right? And from that point, for maybe about 9 months, Mirage was the most brain dead. It's still pretty brain dead, right? But it was the most broken, ridiculous thing, and I just loathed its existence. So when it came to learning about it and playing it a little bit for myself, and I had to make a character for it, I made the stupid monkey joke. And that's why I have that name. And now it's been a little bit more nerfed, and then I ended up just playing it a lot, and there's certain elements of it I do kind of enjoy. But I don't know whether I even like the build anymore. Right. Oh, yeah, we got a shit ton of commendations yesterday as well. So we could do more, we could get more shimmering and Tenebra stuff. This will be a bit of a crafty heavy stream at the start until Winter Gust is up. So, gods. Right, let me get this first. But what I want to do, guys, is check Winter, if anyone in squad can see if Winter Gust is up. If it really does have like a 40-minute cooldown, it'd be really nice for us to, if someone says, yeah, here you go. So someone in squad chat said it's not up. But if one of you's looking, that's kind of amazing. So we can do it that way. Now, Zephyr, wait, not this. Armor. So we're just going to work our way down the list according to the vault. Okay, so we just need these 3. And then we have all the Zephyrite gear in the game. Look at that, lovely. So the wind-blessed Zephyrite gloves, light armor. So we're going to go to wiki, not wiki, the TP. We're going to type wind-blessed. Hello? Wind-blessed. Oh, they're wind touched. Right, my bad. So we have to buy the lower tier, which we'd prior unlocked. This wasn't very efficient. We're going to get robbed of about, 13 gold by TP Barons, but it's not a big deal. So wind touched will become wind blessed. So we're going to grab that for today. And that was on the light armor category. We're going to come here. Oh, there's some hype music right now. Hell yeah, this is the original trailer music. Beautiful. Oh, we're in Guild Wars now, guys. Quartz. What else was it? It was probably a bit of Ecto. And then it was probably... let's see if we can remember. Can we remember? I can't remember. It's fine. We'll just wiki it once we claim it from the TP. I can't believe there's an area of Guild Wars 2 where I'm actually ahead of WP, and that's the craftable guild weapons and armor. Yeah, I just, look, there's certain elements of the game that I just don't enjoy very much. And guild missions, I'm not buttering up, I don't think are that rewarding or haven't been for a long time. I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for this challenge or whatever. I wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't thinking, right, I'll try and really go for everything. And I would never have tried to go for everything if it wasn't for automatic unlockers. There was a certain sense in the game for many years that I felt it was all a bit pointless because something would come to the gem store, be removed from the gem store, and then may never come back, right? Or you'd have to wait like a year for it to come back. So any enthusiasm or thirst I'd have for something was immediately stifled. And you might think, well, it's just a year. That might be how you feel now that the game's been out for 6, right? And it's like a year is a smaller proportion. It's like, well, I've gone 6. 1 more isn't too long. It doesn't feel too crazy when. But when you're in year 1 and when you're in year 2 and you've missed some Winter's Day skins or something, and you have no guarantee that they'll come back, it's, these were all things that muddied the waters. It was wine. The last thing was wine. Also, for what it's worth, it's not ecto at all. It's charged quartz. So it's a stack of charged quartz. I could have sworn it was ecto, but this makes sense. So I really think those unlockers were really good for the game. Like, genuinely. Not because it made things easy necessarily, but because psychologically it really has changed something in me and made me feel like stuff is attainable. Because it basically comes down to this. Play the game, get gold, transfer gems, and win. You can get everything from playing the game. Just get enough gold. Now, maybe you do that through PvP. Maybe you do that through Istan farming or Dragonfall farming or whatever it is that you're doing in the game of the day. It doesn't matter, right? You can do it now. And there are some bugs and there are some things out there, and it is a crazy idea. But that's kind of where a lot of this comes from, to be honest. It's because of unlockers. Wine. Why doesn't she sell wine on the top tab? Why is wine on this tab? Why is it bundled in with recipes? So many questions. So much inconsistency. Alright, we're looking for 20 wine. I think they should have made Zomoros's story and interactions over these recent raid wings and stuff a little bit more lean on the like drunkard elements of him. I think that'd be kind of fun. Alright, here we go. So hopefully I didn't get this wrong. Okay, I didn't. Good. So there you go. Wind Blessed Zephyrite gloves for light. That's our first unlock. Hope to see many more. Just came here to say I'm pretty sure you're ready to upgrade your Sky Scale Mastery, and you just keep missing it in Twitch chat, laughing my ass off. Really? Well, I mean, this shows how little I really read chat or care. Okay, wait. So hold on. Do we want to kill Wintergust on this? Probably. So that's fine, but let's first of all have a quick look on the Warden of Moons, who we did park previously at Rat. So she's in HOT. Sorry, yeah, HOTM at the moment. Only because I can't remember. I had a reason to pull her in here, a merchant or something. I don't know. Oh, it was while I was cleaning the inventory, I think. Sorry, are you sure you want to buy the Wind Touch stuff? Won't the Four Winds Festival be back soon? Possibly. Wait, mosquitoes? This seems vaguely Drakey, doesn't it? I wonder. I don't remember seeing a mosquito-oriented event here. And doesn't it spawn inside? Use seisma changes, it said. Seisma changes, so maybe the story as a Drake will get really big. That possibly makes sense. Maybe we missed it by a little bit. No, I'm assuming that whether the festival is there or not, that they are Mystic Forge recipes. Otherwise, why wouldn't I have got them? I was actually pretty dedicated with the game the last time that festival came around. I got my... There's a ticket system, like a daily ticket system over at the Crown Pavilion. You got to do it every day, and like there's tons of rewards from it. And I did genuinely do it every day, which is pretty good for me. A lot of those festival things, I like with Super Adventure Box, I'm well behind on some of that stuff. So yeah. All right, it doesn't look like it's up. Maybe taking a quick peek inside on this character is not a very smart use of time every day. It's probably a poor idea. Right. Okay. So. We're just going to go for Wintergust now. Maybe train our mastery. Maybe get some map comp in the meantime. What would be really efficient is doing Wintergust while doing map comp, but we'll see. The shoulders... Sorry, I was turning a fan on. The shoulders are exalted shoulders. They're pretty cool. And yeah, they look a little bit like a backpack. And I dyed them orange on that character. The idea of that character is like... I don't know why, but I feel like Sylvari female holding sword looks really good in the game. So there's the elemental sword, which is like beautiful for weavers. It's like a half ice, half fiery sword. It's a Guild Wars 1 skin. And yeah, it's not up at the moment. It's a shame. And it's it's something I want to use all the time, but just never found a good character to do it on. But I've built that thief, and I think it looks pretty cool. Okay, so we definitely can here. So check it out. Air rescue. You can now mount while your sky scale while in mid-air. While aloft, use the mount hotkey to hop onto the sky scale. Okay, so we get that. We look like a little bit less of a noob. Here's some other meaningful things we can do in the meantime. Let's delete Benji's mail here. Someone asked this question yesterday, and I never fully finished answering it, so I'll just whiz through this quickly. There's other master-related stuff in a second, though. Hey, WP, with the news about World of Warcraft's upcoming level squish, I started thinking about how reworks are feasible for ArenaNet and Guild Wars. What would you think about the removal of pretty much all waypoints in the game, apart from very rare key locations? I think on ArenaNet side, it would emphasize the importance of mounts, and therefore Path of Fire, leading to mount skin sales, and generally maximize player time. Sorry, this is something you've talked about before. I think the gist, your head is in the right place in terms of having a nice big cohesive feel between all areas of the game and stuff. And you're right, there's some cool logistical pragmatic reasons why they could do that. But I think it's a short-sighted suggestion because you haven't well enough considered the experience of non-Path of Fire players, and indeed even Path of Fire players who just haven't got to the expansion yet. I don't think it's a good idea to shift all of the core areas and Heart of Thorns areas around the existence of mounts when the population will not begin playing them with mounts, right? So I think it's a good idea and it's a good headspace, but it's short-sighted and ultimately a bad thing to suggest. But I don't know what this level squish is, by the way. My guess from reading it is that they are doing what they did with damage numbers a while ago, where sort of all the level numbers are going down or something. I don't know. If it's some kind of reinvigorating core and leveling experiences and stuff, then yeah. But ArenaNet's had a million reasons and examples why that would be smart for the game anyway, in other places. Here we got this. Cheers for fears. Roses are red. Violets are blue. Stop being so tsundere. I don't know. How do we say this? We all love you. Thank you for the teal bloom there. Swirling mist faintly glow within of 1 gold. Thank you. And then we've got Spud 2 upgrades, which I want to get on as well since the Winter Gust isn't up. So let's go do that. Q's sending us a message. We've got lots we can pick up. Tsundere. Is that how you say it? You say Tsundere. Did you get one of these, WP? Aspect Blessed Glove boxes. Don't they drop... Yeah, they drop... Oh, no. Okay, Blessed. Oh, yeah, that's the meta for the year, right? Complete all achievements, and you can get 1. Okay, so you can get 1 per year. That's the idea at the end of the meta. All right, so we'll leave 1. We'll craft them all except 1, right? And then when the festival comes up, we can grab the next. How do you guys feel about that? I like how this has become a place for people to ask me questions now. Hold on, though. Let me do this here. We want the mine excavation, mining rate 3. So we're going to speed up the mine even further now. Which is actually now useful. It feels like Spud 2, you're doing really good. Because what you're accomplishing... I'm in Spud 1 at the moment, my bad. Let's leave the hall and refresh. What Spud is doing is they're actually getting all the resources and the mats and stuff in as fast as I'm upgrading them. And I'm doing them really regularly now that I'm streaming regularly. The thing with less WP waypoints is that in both expansions, ArenaNet concentrated events around the waypoint areas, so the events in the core maps are much more spread out, so it's just squishing the amount of waypoints would make the experience of non-mounted players quite a bit worse. Yeah, I agree. I think I think that the idea of a limited waypoint game is a beautiful thing. I did a discussion the other day, and I won't go into the whole thing again, but the value of an MMO and population count and seeing other players around, and what's exciting about that. Why do we seek MMO RPGs? Why does it being massively multiplayer and online make the game feel like it's more worth playing or more alive or more meaningful or more fun? Well, it's that social dynamic, but what is it when you really break it down? So I was talking about this, and I was talking about how I seem to remember very clearly when I've really latched into that and enjoyed it, is when as you see people around you, just by looking at them, you can identify the adventures that they've been on and the adventures they're currently on. Like they're walking along the roads and they have destinations that are not the same as yours. They have purpose and intent that's not the same as yours. That's when it truly feels like you get a lot of value out of that, and that it's not just a random nameplate that may as well be an NPC. It's a real human being, and there's a lot of strength that comes from that. And I was talking about how Guild Wars 2 misses out on that all the time. I was talking about how the sky scale kind of brought it back a little bit. Anyway, I think one of the things that I missed from that discussion that's really important is waypoints. I think that more than anything else, more than dynamic events, more than the reward system, more than the railroading of everyone's objectives and so on, I actually think waypoints have denied Guild Wars 2 that experience. And Guild Wars 1 was denied it too in its outpost system. Because there is very little of that I'm going to do a thing. It's just I'm doing the thing. Because people just waypoint almost immediately to whatever they wish to do. So there's just all these horrible things that come at the cost of this like freedom of movement and time respect, as the devs phrase it. That, you know, do drag down on Guild Wars, I think. Anyway, so yeah, waypoints was a part of that discussion. Mining rate 3, produce Ethereum at an even faster rate. We needed the mining excavation 2, we needed the mining rate 2. Then it was going to cost us 450 Elderwood, 450 Mithril, 65 leyline infused tools, 50 silverware shovels, 350 thermocatalytic reagents, and 50 piles of crystalline dust, along with 5,000 Ethereum from our stores and 500 favor. Good job, Spud 2. We've just hit level 42. Beautiful. That rhymed. Then we want to go to the arena and the war room. So, they're pretty easy. Let's go have a look. So, yeah, anyway, I kind of talked myself off the subject a little bit. I do think the idea of an MMO with limited waypoints and more immersive, tangible-based travel systems, I think, are really fun. They obviously do come at a cost to respecting time or whatever, but I think even engaging in that discussion and that mindset in the first place is to discredit this. Like right now, what you're watching on stream, I'm walking to the room. Now, it's very easy to discredit this and to say, well, this is nothing. This is just a nuisance. This is a hassle. And indeed, this is a really good example of that, I think, right now, because, you know, I'm not even getting there quickly, right? Like, I'm getting a bit frustrated. Oh, I'm here for the upgrade, and that's it. But I think it's really dangerous to go down that road too far. People do it with combat a lot of the time with MMOs as well. Like, the only worthwhile thing, I've said this many times, that the old Guild Wars 2 guru people used to go on about was combat, combat, combat. They didn't want to talk about anything else. They didn't realize to have a whole real experience that's fleshed out, you kind of got to have a lot of stuff around the outside of it. And anyway, yeah, so I think it's a dangerous discussion because don't discredit walking. Don't discredit travel. Don't tell me at the gate, don't imply that it is of no value and we should do everything we can to rush around it. I think that's one of ArenaNet's biggest mistakes. They identified certain things in MMOs that supposedly were bad and disrespectful of time when they actually weren't necessarily. Okay. What exactly did we want here? What is this? Dragon coffers. Who needs black line keys and boxes? These come with candy. Oh, Brom, dude. Brom, are you in chat? It's good to see you, man. I think you tweeted me the other day, didn't you? Oh, it's good to see you. Hold on, I'll look at that in a second, Brom. Okay, arena restoration, the brawling obstacle for lava floors. Look, they're picking the exciting ones first. Lava floors. You guys know that these are the exciting ones. So to get the lava floors, allowing decorators in the arena to place floor tiles that kill people on contact, we needed walls. Oh, but we're out of planks for this. Well, maybe I can give you guys those planks. Oh, no, I don't even have those planks. Oh, unfortunately, we can't do this. I guess we spent these planks on the other thing, right? Maybe I can grab another one. Well, hold on. I'll do everything they've expressly requested first. They don't want anything else from the arena. Let's go look at the war room. I wonder if we'll have that problem again. War room, we can just go back to the main waypoint. And we can hit the teleporter and move up from there. I'm trying to keep my eye on squad chat as well, by the way. Just in case Winter Gust comes up and I'm going to miss it, so... Let's try and be quick here. Jesus, what's going on? Potato Facts. Thank you for subscribing to Potato Fun Facts. Did you know that in October of 1995, The potato became the first vegetable to be grown in space. NASA and the University of Wisconsin-Madison created the technology with the goal of feeding astronauts on long space voyages and eventually feeding future space colonies. Wow, interesting. The potato is the thing that you would go for with that as well, right? Because you can get so much nutrition out of a single potato. Because it's a wide range of nutrition. Thank you, God, to all these people who send him mail on stream. Why? Why are we so excited about this? Hold on. Okay. The War Room. We're looking at scribing for invincible Doliacs. Here we are. Craft schematics to manufacture a tier 1 tactic that sends an invulnerable supply Doliac from a claimed camp. We need to have learned how to claim cat towers at this point. Rough paper, mithril, thick leather squares, crystals, ecto, planks. Here we go, but enough this time. Hold on, it says we have 651. How many was that other thing looking for? Onyx lodestones, incandescent dust, ethereum, and favor. Beautiful. And also we're looking for the objective aura 3 movement speed. Okay, the assault rider. Do you know what? I still don't think I've ever ridden in an assault rider roller, and I don't think I've ever used like a dragon banner or a centaur banner. I've never done those things. Those are such cool elements as well. The idea that you can spend obnoxious amounts of gold as a community to buff the shit out of your Zerg. Like, that is genuinely what World vs. World needs to continue along with. Like, there's a vision. There's this vision in my mind of, like, the idea of a great World vs. World guild that's funding itself through, you know, multi-game activities. Like, they've got all their people running around in PvE and doing stuff to gather resources that they send back to their dedicated scribes who are scurrying away at the War Room to create all these mats so that then they can fuel the war effort continuously going from another section of the guild in the mist. Like, that's such a beautiful, like, cool chain of supply and creation and stuff. It's such a great vision. But it needs about, like, 20 updates worth of refinement and effort and work to actually be realized in-game. And find, like, a sweet spot and figure out what the most fun version of it is. Anyway. Objective Aura 3. Here we go. So, movement speed. Adds a 25% move speed bonus to the boons applied by Guild's Aura around any claimed objective. For this, we needed the Aura 2 to improve our World vs. World experience. We needed to know how to claim towers. We're looking at 20 badges of tribute, some seaweed, of course the food about movement, 100 mystic coins, Jesus, piles of crystalline dust at 50, incandescent dust at 400, 30 crystal lodestones. I guess crystal lodestones because lightning and air and movement and wind and, you know. And so, boom, there you go. All right, we can pick that up. I guess I will hold off on the lava floors just to see how they feel. There you go, Coos. Hope you see this. Alright, now what was this? What do you think will happen after every slot is available in Legendary? Do you think they'll continue with Guild Wars 2? Or are they perhaps already working on Guild Wars 3? That's an interesting question to me, because it seems to me that you're one of these players that feels the only value an MMO has to offer is if you can continue grinding for tiers of items, which is not what Guild Wars is about. I think the devs would much sooner rather you ask, what about when the story ends or whatever, to which there's an obvious answer, they never have to make it end. This is a weird question. I don't think that if they filled out every slot in Legendary, that would be like the death of the MMO. And even if we did believe that, which I think is not right, but even if we did believe that, it would be pretty easy for them to create new slots and, like, keep dicing around it, right? I do think there is a core of the audience that feels the need to keep building legendaries, right? But it's not everything. And if they really did feel that and they also couldn't build new slots or do anything too crazy, they would just make the newest ones really aggressively difficult. Like, you'd make the legendary amulet when it comes, like, truly insane to get, right? And legendary bags, you'd make fucking nuts or something. You know, the legendary aqua breather is the ultimate legendary, and, you know, only a couple of people in the whole game are going to get it, kind of thing, right? Like, if it really was that bad, I don't know. What I'm advocating there is obviously not good gameplay or design. Definition of I forgot how to say it. Surunde? Definition of Surunde. Tsundere for WP. A Tsundere is a character, most often female and in anime, who switches from being tough and cold towards a love interest into being soft and sweet. Aww. And that comes from Little Snuggles. Thank you for the anime trivia. which has no bearing on my life. I appreciate that. Thank you. So it's nice. Okay, and then finally Brom. All right, so what? These are from the new map, right? Dragon's Coffers. Who needs black lion keys and boxes? These come with candy. So let's preview them and see what we got. Oh, we can't actually preview. Wait. Is this from like the Dragon Bash years ago? Can't you buy these from the... Let's slash wiki, shift click. Dragon Coffer is a container available during Dragon Bash. This page contains information about a discontinued Guild Wars 2 item. Players may still possess it, and it may be available on the TP. The Dragon Coffer will open and contain Zytaffy and also potentially other items, including, you know, all the Dragon Bash food, mini holographic Risen Knight, charged potions, cold potions, hard potions, warm potions. They're what we unlocked. Dragon's Jade claim tickets. So what are these worth on the TP if you've given me an exclusive old thing? 10G on the TP? Alright, Brom. Well, I'm guessing you want to see me open these. Let's have a look. I don't know what comes out of them. Alright, we got 56 Zytaffy. We got 3 fireworks. Thank you, Brom. We need legendary mail carriers. Yeah, like, every single one of these they could make legendary, ultimately. One thing I never told you guys, interesting bit of trivia, but, what was it called? Ramona? Does anyone know something interesting about Ramona? It's on screen right now, and it's related to the conversation we just had. Let's see, chat. Put your detective hats on. What am I showing you? Yeah, we know it's the devs rabbit. We know that. No, we know it. Yeah. There you go. Shatter got it. The rarity of the item. This is a gold mini. It's also, for what it's worth, the item itself has an actual flavor text on it as well. So, you know, the concept of putting rarity on any of these things. Well, look, these are rare anyway. Look, they've played with the thing. I think the real trivia was the flavor text on it, which isn't there once it becomes a novelty. But it has flavor text. There's like a wiki bit of trivia. But, you know, you could have legendary tonic. Legendary tonic, I'd actually be well up for. What would a legendary tonic be, everyone? It'd be like a combat tonic, but that's the size of like the New Hawk Warbler or something, right? That to me, that would be, if this was a combat tonic but legendary, that's fucking 10 out of 10. I'd work my balls off for that. Wouldn't you guys? I would. If I could actually fight as this guy, I'd spend a gift of fortune on that easily. I'd spend 2. I'd grind the world versus world, whatever. It turns you into a raid boss with special skills. No, somehow I don't think that they'll change the combat mechanics. But yeah, what else you got? Legendary toy. I don't know what excites me about that. Like a legendary held item. I don't think. I'm out of inspiration on that as well. Legendary music. I'm out of inspiration. Legendary chair, maybe, but doesn't seem like it'd be too fun. I suppose a legendary glider skin we already kind of have. Legendary mail carrier is definitely a weird one. What is that? Pitch me a legendary mail carrier, guys. Go on, do it. Pitch me. And then if we get a really exciting idea, put it on Reddit. And you never know, the devs might be watching. That's what Reddit's for, remember? Okay, here I just stupidly procced 2 loading screens to get out of the guild hall when I should have only procced 1. Let's see if Winter Gust is up now. I hope it is. I haven't really looked at chat very well. We're going to make progress, though. Dwayna comes down and blesses you with a buff. No, they're not going to do any buffs on males, okay? Because that's just going to make people spam males. Come on, guys. Engage your brain for a second. It's not going to... And look, that's not what Guild Wars is about anyway. Stop talking about buffs and fucking combat shit on legendaries. Alright? And like gold gain and stuff. That's not what it's about. Stop it. Legendary mini. You can fight in a ring against other legendaries. Yeah, but only a small proportion of the player base is going to get that. So that mechanic doesn't work very well. It's going to be cosmetic, guys. Keep it cosmetic. Yeah, look at the power of that open world build. We can destroy that deer. Oh, Winter Gust, where are you? What do we do in the meantime? Alright, in the meantime... we get one of these done. I know it's not, well, there's so many things I could pick. Look, I'm going to do this because I like the fact that there's, like, an end to the whole category. Like, we will be done with the whole category. So that's why I like that. I guess Veil Render. Look, plus, look. Who doesn't want the Delusion Loop? We all have a Delusion Loop. All of us. But we may not have acquired it in Guild Wars 2 just yet. Okay, so let's load onto... damn it. Let's load onto a Mesmer. So who's a suitable Mesmer for this? My original Mesmer? My Condi Mirage for raids? What map are you on? You're in Heart of the Mists. Of course you are. But why? I guess we'll just log in on you. Elder Dragons as legendary minis. Well, I do think that they are held back somewhat with minis in terms of how complicated the thing can be. Or at least that used to be true in Guild Wars 1. I don't know, that mini A-bomb we were looking at earlier is pretty goddamn complicated. Gotta play the Monkey Lord. Yeah, but the Monkey Lord's, all of his PvE gear. I literally only have PvE gear on him because of raids. And I wanted a Condi character and I didn't want to mess up my commander's chrono or whatever. This is a pretty cool looking skimmer. I think he's died pretty cool. We'll leave him. We won't do the whale everywhere. As cool as I like the whale. Actually, let's do the whale. No, let's not do the whale. Let's keep this. So, yeah, I get it, but you remember that recent change where they changed the, reset all stat selectable stuff? That now, essentially I've got like 3 sets of Viper's trinkets across my account. And I feel like that's too many and it's always been a bit stupid. Now I've got an opportunity to take all of that gear and put it onto a new stats set. But I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to put it as Marauders or something right now. I think because of this open world build thing I'm doing, I'm a little bit hesitant. So, yeah, I'm just sort of holding my tongue with it and I'm just waiting. And that means that his gear is a bit rubbish at the moment because half of it's not stat selected. So we have to wait and see. Right, have we ever beaten this heart? No, we haven't. Let me just see. Yeah, we're 50% on this map. This is definitely what we want to do. Legendary Commander Badge? Oh my god. Well, I don't know. I mean, UI customizations, I think it's a bit RuneScapey, really. What is this build? Is this a good build? What am I doing? This is Chrono Phantasm DPS, right? What I can do is maybe theorycraft some open world Mesmer shenanigans here. Maybe you guys can help me out in chat. What do you guys think? What's the most fun way to play an open world Mesmer? Let's hear it. When I say, okay, let me define the spirit of this series. The idea is to have a build that's smooth and comfortable. It can combat break quickly for mounts. You don't really have to engage your brain necessarily very much. It's got good sustain. You can solo champs. Stuff like that. I thought it was a Mirage there. That was why I had that random dodge. Because I thought it was going to ambush. So, what's basically just the cleanest way? Like, I feel like this should not be Time Warp right now. It should be Gravity Well. For break bars and just extra pressure when I want it. By the way, I shouldn't just be killing these things. What I should be doing is leaping on them with a raptor for the free progress. That's where we get fireflies. Oh, I know what the other thing I wanted to do was. We were going to craft those guild weapons in the Mystic Forge, weren't we? And maybe guys mail me in game when Winter Gust is up in case I miss in squad. Power Mirage is better for open world? Well, justify that because the Phantasm spam is pretty huge. Because mobs attack the Phantasms instead of you. I don't think you've seen me take any damage yet this stream, have you? Oh, well, it's on this character. And it's because you just press a button and you summon 4 ads. That's insane. Oh, for sword leap? Okay, I see what you're saying there, but then also mounts. So I don't know. I don't know how much... Okay, one of the big questions is how much you value mobility in the open world. And I think, you know, and your balance and your enthusiasm for mounting up. And I think that's kind of in the eye of the beholder. And I've been trying to figure out what my feelings towards it are. And then I can orient my builds around it. And I think my feelings right now are that I would rather have less combat less movement on my builds, and just rely on mounts for that stuff. For example, the thief build I'm going to recommend to people is you've seen it actually on one of the streams already. Is actually very immobile. I was thinking at first of having like infiltrator signet on there and all kinds of stuff, but instead actually I'm going to go for mostly just high pressure and not very much, and like I don't even think I've got shadow step on the build anymore, which I had for a long time as well, because just those elements of thief just aren't that exciting to me in the open world anymore. You love chaos for open world. Chaos for open world. What's chaos for open world for? I mean, I definitely think that this mansion's epic, because you can spike yourself to like 21 might. The might duration is a thing. What I want is all these builds to have good fury, good might. Right now we already have a bit of good fury and a bit of good might. And again, I'm being brain dead just killing these things for no reason. Obviously, maxing out the crit chance is easy enough. We can do that. I want them to have good AoE. I want them to have good quickness if they can get it. And Mesmer's a class where we actually can potentially go for that. Alright, so we can grab that. Let's get the Vista and then just quickly move on. Hero challenge is next. Isn't Chaos literally the most useless PvE trait line? Says Shah. Yeah, I feel like Chaos is a bit poo for open world. Like, what would you use it for in open world? PU? Is it to get the long stealths for the combat breaks? I was actually theory crafting an escape artist prismatic understanding build the other day as well, but it's so cheesy that I'm not sure I actually want it to be a thing. But I feel like PU, this would be for PvP by the way, PU is looking for its comeback. So it's like obviously if you're really reliant on stealth, you're not a node holder. It's like a damage kind of carry character. The thing is, Mirage doesn't scale very well, or Chrono. They don't scale very well. Well, Chrono does. I mean, here's the thing. That's the idea. It'd be like a prismatic understanding escape artist Chrono build that team fights or something. But Rev will reveal you. Sikkim Rangers will reveal you. And then you are food. So I don't know. Unfortunately, some of the busted stuff in the game right now is just a little bit too... Well, actually, to be honest, I don't mind if it's busted in as much as it's stopping cheesy stealth builds. Those elements of the bustedness, I think, is fine. So here, for example, look at all the berserkers we can throw out here. Look at this. This guy's just swarmed. We haven't even had to... okay, wait, why have I got sword torch on the other side? I think sword would be pretty good for this build. I do kind of want to use my dodges aggressively, but I don't know whether that's just because I've been playing too much Mirage. I'm dead. So this build is not good right now. This is rubbish. I shouldn't die in this. I should just be able to press buttons and not think very much and kill this guy. That would be a good open world build. But the downstate's pretty OP. Signet of Agony, double rogues. So you can pressure pretty hard on that. So I don't know. I mean, Chaos for a bit of resustain would be nice. But I would probably go Inspiration for resustain. And I would take Heal on Shatter, and the more things you've shattered, the more you heal. And you can just I mean, Christ, you can spam clones these days. So that would be probably the fuel I'd take for that. I mean, maybe you don't activate the heal and you run some kind of clone spammy thing. Chaos is the ladder. Okay, Mr. Baelish. Wait, I've been going live for an hour. I've been live for an hour already. Jeez. We're gonna use the mastery here. Go up like this. Run a downstate build. Actually, I'm gonna have probably a separate production talking about just reasonable gear. This is annoying though. I don't like recasting this. This is a bit lame. Maybe I just don't ever do the second proc. But the might is on the recast. I don't know. I am going to do a separate production talking about food and stuff. And, like, sigils and runes. And just generally powerful things. Giving people the tools to decide which ones they like. Because in open world, it's easy enough that you can play around just for what's fun. So, for example, coffee. Coffee's cool for open world. Definitely. Right? I can engage on the sand shark. Give me some quickness right now. And also, there's, like, good stats on coffee. I recommend coffee. You don't have to run, you know, fucking raid meta build, food. Dragon breath buns, really good for open world. There's choice, right? So I'm going to do a video talking about that. And one of the foods I will genuinely recommend for some builds is fire salsa. If you guys haven't seen fire salsa, it's nuts how it scales on, like, Necro with the Signet of Agony. Double down state health. 20% damage modifier while downed. Alright? It's crazy. Put that on a Necro and PvE, open world PvE. You will genuinely solo champions with your auto attack and down state. As long as you don't proc the Signet of Agony. It's very, very strong. Ellie can do okay as well with the fire fields on down state. And, like, the lesser lava font is actually genuinely really busted strong, so. Try core, illusions, domination, dueling for all the traits that give your clones boons and transfer them to you. Ah, that's a cool idea as well, actually. What, and maybe you'd put a bit of diviners on? Well, the thing is, some of those boons that go on phantasms don't auto... They don't have the duration to stick to, so that when they get back onto you, they actually feel good. But you can do cool things, like if you run a staff build, you can... if you run like staff GS, for example, you can GS4 to get your 2 berserkers up, weapon swap warlock chaos storm, and both your warlocks eat all the ticks of the chaos storm, building up fuck tons of regen, prot, and aegis. And then all of the the berserkers you've summoned as well, or the resummoned berserkers if it's a chrono, also get that, and then they die and they give you just like all the boons in the game. Yeah, that's a good idea, and that's exactly the kind of face roll, resustain, and quality of life that I'd be looking for in an open world build, right? That's exactly like the level. Oh, we got a raid. Thanks very much to Knocked Wolf. It's good to see you. Thanks, man. So to everyone from the stream, in case you don't know what I'm doing, basically, right now we're getting map comp, some really exciting gameplay, map completion. But we're doing it for Elite Specialization Collection on Mesmer, which I've still never actually done. I've not map completed a single map on a Mesmer in the entirety of Path of Fire. So that's what we're doing here. We'll run through. Crystal Oasis is a really easy map. We're also about to do, I would say, somewhat rarer achievement in the open world, which is to kill a specific legendary bounty without getting hit by one of his attacks 3 times in a row. And also we're going to answer riddles from him. So, yeah, it should be pretty good. This is actually on EU at the moment. It's on EU. And we've got people watching. Oh, the bounty. Is the bounty up? No, somebody whispered me saying bounty question mark, but I don't think that the bounty's actually up. So we'll wait and see. Oh, we get to do the gin thing here. Well, no, let's try this. It's a lot to give up, though. Chrono Phantasma is bust. And look, this is super strong as well now. This is probably really good in open world as well, because there's no ICD on this. So if you gravity well a group of 3 mobs and you interrupt them, you're not getting 2.5 seconds of alacrity. You're getting triple that because you've hit 3 targets at once. So the alacrity spam's probably nuts. Also, obviously, proccing the slow for danger time. Oh, there is an ICD, is there? Oh, I'm sorry, there is an interval of 3 seconds. Is that... Why does it say interval, not ICD, though? Isn't that the difference between AoE and non-AoE? Doesn't the interval... Isn't interval per target and an ICD is global? Is that not the differentiation there? The interval is to make it work in PvE on breakbar mobs, but not fuck with PvP. Ah. That's some janky stuff there. Alright, well, let's see. So we pick up illusions. The idea here is phantasms spawn with quickness. Gain quickness when you spawn a thing. When a phantasm becomes a clone, it transfers its boons to you. I guess Phantasmal Force is the way to run on this. How else can we boon our guys, though? I kind of want to look at Chaos again, because there's crazy boons on there. But let's just keep the damage for now, I guess. We'll keep the double greatsword guys as well. Illusion damage, probably the better way to go. Egotism, probably the way to go. And then, do I genuinely add a staff? Do I even have a PvE staff? I don't. Mesmer I'm quite excited about because there's actually a lot of interesting build craft in terms of bumping super high precision for your stuff. I mean, we could go Time Warp, but we're going to have so much fucking quickness out of this. I don't think this is going to be stronger than Chrono. Because there's no useful elite now. We could mass invis for the combat breaks. Just look at the Mesmer utility set for PvE. I fucking loathe Mesmer in PvE. Yeah, we could get High Fury, but yeah, that would be High Fury uptime. Well, maybe it's a question of subbing off Domination. Because I know it's like all double Berserkers, right? But this reduces their damage. In PvE, Chrono Phantasma doesn't reduce damage. So you can kind of get double Berserkers anyway by running Chrono Phantasma. So what I think actually is... And then look. The Vuln's nice, but I'm sure we can get it elsewhere and we'll have stuff. Fragility's okay, Egotism's okay, Empowered Illusions. These are all nice, right? Especially Empowered Illusions. But we regain a lot of those modifiers anyway. So if we were to run Chrono Phantasma, Danger Time. See, I wonder about this in PvE as well. That'd be so interesting. Super speed we won't be able to absorb from them anyway. But now what we can do is we can give them wells, and this will, like, we could get shit tons of alacrity here by dropping the Well of Recall on our phantasms. And we'll, like, I mean, this would be insane alacrity because we take them off of our phantasms, in theory. This is a good low effort build here, I think. Let's try something like this. So just getting rid of Domination for a second. I mean, it is a lot of damage to lose on Domination. I mean, Danger Time, we could proc the slow with people from the Time Warp. But Time Warp's on cooldown. It's got to be fast reset. It's basically, it's a build that's got to be everything. It wants a bit of stab and a bit of stun break. It wants a bit of cleanse. It wants self-generating might, fury, quickness. It wants damage. It wants everything, just not in high abundances, right? That's what it wants. It doesn't really want too much boon rip. That's one area of the game that it doesn't care much about. Our objective is actually to get the Jin thing right now, but it's a bit of a walk to go around the other way, so yeah. Yeah, see, the might and quick. I agree with Val in there as well, right? That the might and quickness is really good from illusions. Sorry, up here, because of the Phantasmal Force synergy. So like this here, this now actually represents 4 might, 6 might in PvE. Just casting this. What's better in PvE, by the way? Does the defender? The defender's probably better than. Oh no, Disenchanter hits like a truck with no boons, and very few things have boons. Let's hit this guy and see what we got. I'm still not sure about that Mantra. I probably want to shatter more regularly. Yeah, look at our alacrity here. We didn't even cast the well, did we? 24 might, fury, quickness, and alacrity for ourselves. That's a good boon range. That's what you want. That's the dream, really, right there. Just to pump that stuff on yourself. I mean, proof will be in the pudding right now because we're going to go kill these guys over here. I don't think the build that I'm trying to make is going to look too close to the raw raid DPS. So torch is actually kind of nice because you do get a bit of a CC. I still think sword offhand would be nicer because the sword offhand phantasm hits hard and a lot of PvE mobs don't move that much. Or maybe actually it would be bad. So we can just signet and spam everything again. This is really nice solo might. The might is really good here. So mantra is now pointless because we've got so much might. So we can add something a little bit better there. We are, of course, on wells. I tell you what, we could just run the DPS well. That's good. Spammy, AoE, incapacitation. So the gimmick with these mobs, by the way, is they all get break bars and they're super tanky while they have their break bars. So your build needs to be able to break the bar and then it will go back and do its big pressure. This is feeling like something right now. Stealth for cleanse and disengage when you want to get on a mount. Mind Rack's not hitting too hard. Obviously, it kind of sucks because you've got other people, so we can't really measure the efficacy. But obviously, I'm not C-splitting either at all here. This will be big value here for the reset. Here, sword ambush would have been nice to just keep going, keep pushing. I do get that. Yeah, this feels a bit better than domination. Gravity well, could have C-splitted that. Maybe the alacrity well isn't too important. Do I share? Where'd I get this vigor from? Hello? I guess someone else gave me that vigor. Yeah, shield definitely would be too slow, I think. I mean, shield would be nice for the break bars, but these Jinn are kind of a very specific... What I'm thinking for the videos is that I'll have different little areas that are stressing a different element of the build each time. So, like, there's some areas where it's like, okay, we'll stress your resustain by testing this area. That place with the fire Jinn, running that gauntlet, going through all those fire Jinn and getting to the end... That's a really good place for break bar capacity on your build. Because, yeah, maybe you'll break the first fire Jinn's bar really quickly, but then maybe you're fucked on the next one. It's also good for AoE sustain, because when you're fighting two of them at once, they can actually be really dangerous. Again, this stream was not actually... I really don't have a sense right now on how good the build is, because we had allies. This is really good if we can get in and tag a ton of mobs over here. But we got to be quick. Obviously, we've got the whole boss damage stuff to show. I want to kill this before the event ends, if it's about to end, so that we can get the heart credit before it invulns and runs off potentially or whatever. I think this guy's running off. Let's try and C-split some stuff here. So there's no slow on him right now. Maybe all's well that ends well is good for spam. If we've got 3 wells on us. No, all's well that ends well isn't interesting. But time catches up might be nice. Just a bit more shatter damage. Because the alacrity could be okay with us taking it from our stuff. Alright, we got to do this heart. This heart is probably my least favorite heart on the whole map. This is not a fun heart. Still no bounty. Is anybody actually looking up at Winter Gust right now? People are at Winter Gust. They are waiting. You guys are awesome. Yeah, the builds are going to be close to meta builds for the high damage orient. Because look, one of the fundamental things about this RPG and a lot of RPGs is the harder you hit something, the safer you are, because there's less opportunity for those things to hit you back and to do that. So, you know, they're going to be very aggressive builds. They're just going to be tweaked And raid builds and fractal builds are aggressive builds. They're just going to be tweaked for solo experience to an extent. And there'll be some other things in there as well, some other considerations. So I do think they'll be different, but they're going to be along the same lines. Especially in classes that are really wonkily balanced, where just like one specialization is super accelerated beyond the others and have just really had a lot shoved into them, and others have just sort of languished in the background. And I think Mesmer is a wonky class in some ways. Right, he's got a laceration. So we're going to give him some stitches. Nike's open world builds are... We could go for that legendary, but I don't want to. Unless I see it gets really low health. Nike's open world builds are good builds, but they are world boss builds. Which is very different. And it's an interesting series. I recommend anyone have a look at. It's stuff like, okay, you can play a Tempest that will share arcane power to people and give them fuck tons of extra condies. And by the way, you're putting 250 might out every single time you press this one button. You know, it's stuff like that, which is epic. It's very cool, but they're tuned for open world bosses. I'm talking a bit broader than that. I'm talking about personal story, living worlds, map comp, stuff like that. So if he's running a fever, he's going to want just some medicine. Should I run Hollow or normal NG for open world? I am actually thinking of recommending Scrapper. If you watch a couple of my recent streams, you'll see my thinking with that. But Scrapper has some serious fucking sustain, but also just raw AoE pressure that's really nice in open world. Obviously, Hollow's super strong as well, and you can do some really fun things with it. But I think Scrapper might come out on top for me. I really do. But Core NG is like... People often talk about tier lists for the game. Like, for PvP, they'll be like, what is the worst thing? And they'll be like, or Renegade's the worst, or whatever. I actually think Core Engineer, not just in PvP, but definitely in PvP, but everywhere in the game, I think Core Engineer is the worst thing in the game at the moment. There's no viable Condi option for Core NG. There's some extremely gimmicky burst power builds. There's no hybrid. There's no like bruisery. There's not enough sustain. It's just not good. Core NG, right? Yeah, that's exactly what I think too. I think that Hollow is not brain dead enough. It is really ironic and weird to say. But you gotta understand, the bar we're aiming for is very low. We're looking for real, true brain dead, right? Like, people will keep recommending Dragon Hunter over on Guardian. I haven't thought about it enough. But I think Firebrand is actually best. Fucking Tome F1, press 4, and then your tome refreshes as you've just scored 4 kills. Spam mantras. I think Firebrand is what I'll probably recommend for open world. I really do. But DH, you know, press traps and everything dies. Is, you know, there's some considerations there. But, yeah, Hollow, bizarrely, you kind of... but, I mean, there's the trait where you deliberately overheat and don't take much damage from overheating, which might be interesting. But then is that too spiky? And I'm not sure about that, you know? So that's it's gonna be a play test. But my instinct is Scrapper on that, not Hollow. First things first, let's see something to set the broken bone. Let's give him a spin. Trailblazer Scourge. I mean, I actually do believe, yeah, that Scourge is pretty good for open world as well. Scourge is the one place where I would say Condi build, open world, go for it. Here, we can get free credit now because this event's up. I would say Scourge. However, it's Necro. And Necro already is the king of this anyway. It's got Reaper. You're not going to beat Reaper. Reaper trumps everything else in the entire game for open world. Brain dead, like, just strength. Reaper is the god. So, you know, it doesn't matter that Scourge is really good. I think my opening recommendation will be a Reaper build. And look, if this build series is fun to make and it works well and I do it, I might do like a season 2 where I say, okay, so we looked at what my main recommendations are, but let's say you really want to play the other elite spec. How would you do it? And then I would do that. I would show you the other elite spec. And some of them are really close, like the whole Deadeye Daredevil discussion that we had the other day. They're really close. And you'll find proponents of both. So maybe eventually I will be the proponent of both. And then if that does really well, we could even look at core. But I mean, Christ, core Mesmer open world. Core NG, as we were saying. Core NG might not be that bad, honestly. Power nades, I mean, that's pretty spammy. You could probably get away with it. Okay, we finished it. This event is honestly so premium. This is beautiful. You just want to look for this and then only spam this. People are wondering whether Wintergast is bugging at this point now. Let's put the content guide on. Speaking of brain dead, let's put the content guide on. It wants me to do another heart. Oh, here we go, Vista. Will we get a balance patch soon? I hope so. I'm really ready for balance. I'm so ready for balance. I always get like this, but I'm so thrilled at the thought of what they could change. Some kind of shake-up. Give me those rev nerfs. Give me that Sikkim nerf. And bump something up. Something weird and obscure. Do it, baby. I'm so ready for it. Can you imagine if they go above and beyond as well and do like runes again or something? You've made me want to do Master now, WP. It's good, isn't it? It makes you get so much more value out of the game. Honestly, I feel like I've got so much meaning out of Guild Wars 2 suddenly doing this. I was concerned starting this. I was thinking, oh, maybe, you know, will I enjoy it doing it every day? Will it be fun? Will I run out of things? Will I, you know, will it be lame? But I'm like so invigorated every day. I'm like, oh, I'll do this today. I'll do this. I'll do this. I'll do this. And look, I'm legitimately playing the expansion here as well, you know. An area of the X-Pack I otherwise would not look at all. And I did all this for Heart of Thorns. Just became casual, guys. I became a casual for too long. Too casual. Okay, so here, this is why we're Torch. We were on cooldown. But that's a sweet-ass little stealth right there. To guarantee we get the Vista and we move on. What was on the new update? The newest update was a new Raid Wing, which I streamed exactly a week ago now. Well, almost a week ago. 6 days and X hours. So I cleared the new wing. You can check out that raid. It was a 9-hour stream. And they also did an open world boss change as well with that. So if you don't like raids, there's new stuff to grind on open world bosses. Which, by the way, I could be viably doing on Master here too. But I'm not going to. I don't think I need to help with that because I don't think they're going to kill it. I think it's a waste of time. It's one guy with an apple. And he's a minion monster. But you need to impress the great wooden potatoes in order to get my assistance in the difficult open world content. Oh, no, no, no. Ah. Oh. I have to sort my binds out. I have to sort this out. This is a joke. By the way, we have sky scale now, so... Oh, never mind. With the sky scale, maybe I can just... skip this whole thing now? You have to come up here to get one of the eggs or something, don't you? Or what? No, the sky scale flies here. It goes through that jackal portal. What do you mean rework? Wait, for what? It's not a world boss rework. It's a it's just added incentive, a bit of extra loot, some new items, new rare collections in the game. Alright. Oh, we didn't even get the POI in the middle. Are they getting it? They might actually be getting it now. I'll contribute now. I think that's the first time I've used the sky scale engage. Oh, what mechanics are we playing with here, though? No, I'm not going to do it. I've tagged it. We'll get the loot. Look, I'm going to spam all my whales for everybody. Enjoy, people. Could have given them a double time warp as well, in theory. Maybe a heal well. And you're on your own now. I wonder if I care about the disenchanter. I wonder if I care about sword. Oh, I do, because Blurred Frenzy's boosted in PvE, isn't it? It's like triple damage in PvE than it is in PvP or something crazy. It's ludicrous. What do you think if ArenaNet decided to abandon Guild Wars 2 in favor of developing Guild Wars 1 full time? People are giving me these insane hypotheticals. I mean, I enjoy an insane hypothetical. I'm not going to poo-poo on it just because it's completely nuts and will never happen. How would I feel about that? If they really did it, right? Like, okay, when you propose something so insane, there's something inherently exciting about it, because to propose, you have to be so confident that it's a good move to do that, because it's just so nuts. So if I ever woke up one day and ArenaNet made a post like that, they were like, yeah, we're going back to Guild Wars 1. We fucking love Guild Wars 1. Bye. All right. We've got 300 employees. We've expanded a bit since the layoffs or whatever, and they're all going to Guild Wars 1. This is it. This is where our heart is. Blah, blah, blah. Look at this cool shit we're going to give you. Look at this trailer or whatever. If they actually did that, obviously I'd be really excited, because there would be I would trust in their enthusiasm to an extent. I'd be like, wow, you know, this is this nuts, and yet they actually decided to do it. They can only have done it if they genuinely think it's a good idea. So, you know, I'm on board. All right, let's see how good it is. They have to have done something impressive to justify it, so let's see. So, you know, I'd be on board. Obviously, I'd be cynical at the same time. And obviously, you'd be watching very close to see if they actually do pay it off. But, you know, if they made that decision, there would be about a year of massive, like, turbulence. And that all on its own is, you know, stuff for me to cover. You know, so I'd be sitting sweet for about a year, as far as doing this for a job and whatever, covering that and you know, talking about the transition, seeing what people would come. There would be insane amount. It's just like the graphics update last year to Guild Wars 1. They did a graphics update. It got hundreds of thousands of views when I covered it. Way more than people seemed interested in that than they were in Guild Wars 2 updates. There is a breed of nerd out there chomping at the bit, and they would come to see it. They would. And so you'd get that. You'd get all that. But the question is, would they stay? And would the baseline community experience be higher as a Guild Wars 1 thing than a Guild Wars 2 thing? And everything in my heart tells me no, it absolutely wouldn't. Not in a million years. But if ArenaNet came out and said they thought that it would, and they really went heavy on it, then, you know, I'd be on board for a while. But no, what you're proposing, I think, would I ever consent to that? Would I ever desire that? No. I would desire them to develop both games in tandem. I would go that far, and I think that could be very beneficial. But I don't think the Guild Wars 1 game would eclipse Guild Wars 2. Not in the short term, anyway. Maybe in the long term, right? Like OSRS kind of situation. Maybe in the long term. And with truly passionate, intelligent, experienced devs. Without too much, you know, I don't want to say management tampering, but outside tampering, right? People that sort of don't get what you're going for or whatever. If they can be free and open and they get a community that is completely in line with what they're going for, I absolutely think Guild Wars 1 could grow. And grow to be bigger than the sequel if one game's handled better than the other. But I think that they should be both developed together. How about a new Guild Wars 2 server, except there are no waypoints and there's open world PvP. You align yourself with an order. I think that sounds fun, but I think it's a bad idea because it would be a lot of development effort for something not everyone's into, and then it would fragment the community and the user base again within Guild Wars 2, which I don't think is a good idea. So we get 12 might just casting GS4. This was definitely the way to go. Illusions, Phantasmal Force. This is strong in PvE. This was definitely the way to go. This is super strong as well. And let's see. I seem to be getting 5 seconds of quickness on them. And they despawn after they trigger their animation. They're only up on the board for a moment or two. So we cast GS4 and we get actually 10 seconds of quickness in theory, sort of. Because we get the personal quickness for 4 seconds. 8 seconds on them, which is diminished a little bit because of their animation time. We're looking at a lot of quickness just from casting GS4. Am I going to try WoW Classic? I did say I would like to. I'm doing this really ineffectually. What was the idea here? And how did I face roll this previous times? Okay, I can just pick up the ammo and then just spawn shit, I guess. Like, that was a quick kill. That's the kind of quick kill you want, but you want to be able to do that renewably. Okay, hammer handle. And then what do we want for the actual hammer? It was like scrap metal or something. I don't know. Let's just keep triggering these. Like that, I wanted to kill that. I wanted the death. If we were domination, it would have died because we would have had the upfront burst of the double. Let's go ammo again. How did I bypass the problem with moving my mouse while in game to the second monitor? I always need to minimize the game. Windowed full screen isn't helpful. I do actually have that problem sometimes. If I lose sight of my mouse, sometimes it will click outside. I think the UI is quite well developed though, in that most of the things you'll ever click with your mouse are quite central. And the things you don't click so often are far away. So I don't adjust my minimap as a core element of the gameplay, right? So I'm not often hovering over the edge. I don't mess with my chat options very often. I don't mess with the squad size very often. Or click this. I press escape on the keyboard for that. If I'm going to expand or collapse these, you've got like all this option on the inside. I think UX is actually one of the strongest points of Guild Wars 2. So yeah, I don't know. But if I lose my mouse, I have that problem. I would recommend you run YOLO mouse. That's a really, really powerful tool. And if you use Guild Wars 2 Launch Buddy, you can have Launch Buddy automatically turn on YOLO mouse when Guild Wars 2 runs, and automatically turn YOLO mouse off when Guild Wars 2 turns off. So Launch Buddy is like really excellent for having these extra add-ons that you don't have to think about. And it will only play with this game, and it will turn off with this game. And you can have your custom cursors. If you want advice on any of that, I have a video on Launch Buddy, and I have multiple videos on YOLO mouse. Oh, wait. Multiple videos on Launch Buddy, one on YOLO mouse. Anyway, just type wood and potatoes. I think I actually have an add-on series. Doug will be watching the VOD here and rolling his eyes because he knows my playlist better than anyone at this point. But I think I created that eventually. And I was covering some other stuff, like some of Shaman's tools and things. Yeah, the whole WoW Classic versus WoW and OSRS versus RS. I really like this. I like this sort of alternate universe kind of, oh, what if we developed it differently? What if we, and you know, you have the two branches. I really like it. I think it's fascinating. Not necessarily as a gamer do I like it. You know, I don't think that they're fundamentally brilliant things, but I think just as phenomenon, I think they're fantastic to look at, right? And it's as a Guild Wars fan, it's obviously amazing to wonder what if this franchise are the same. Isn't that just always the situation? What if we'd had a movie? And I don't care if it bombs, right? I really, if there's a Guild Wars 2 movie, I don't give a shit if it doesn't do very well or it's poorly, you know, directed or it's not particularly artistic or whatever. It would just be cool to have. We're definitely all okay with this. Crystal Oasis is like done, and then some. So we already got this here. We've got to unfog like the forged base. We can get that from here. And then there's just like a couple of POIs. Well, we're still missing this heart, but this is easy. It's basically this chunk of the map to do, and then we're done. We'll be done very quickly here, guys. No, I don't lose the mouse. I want to move the mouse between displays, like playing Guild Wars 2, and then type something in chat, for example. But when in-game, I can't move the mouse to the second monitor. Oh, you have like that border locking thing. In some games and sometimes I've had that. But I don't get that as an issue with Guild Wars 2. What I would tell you is that's not going to be to do with ArenaNet Guild Wars 2. It's something to do with your operating system setup. It will be something more on that level than with Guild Wars. Because Guild Wars is absolutely a game where you can do that. I'm doing it right now. I'm moused over OBS and interacting with it. Or I was, then I came back in. Sort of lied a little bit. The timing of what I said was pretty much off there. But this was that cool event, which we're going to ignore, because map completion. Another one of the fundamental problems with this MMO, I think. Yeah, I think he knows he has to use borderless full screen. I think he knows that. It's even while using that, you can have, it can lock. Spring is so tanky to full damage. So we're going to Bond of Faith and Stealth Glide forwards. Actually, we'll just Griffin straight away. Why was I immune there? Why was I immune on my first attempt at a Stealth Glide? I really like the Griffin on this character. Maybe I should make all my Griffins with eyes. Which is this? Oh, he's Halloween. Zooming in, I now don't like him because he's Halloween. But he looks good, doesn't he? Like this black smoke around his tail. Her tail? Did they gender all of them? Isn't the raptor supposed to be a female as well? I think I remember someone telling me that in the POF epilogue they explain it was a girl. Oh, the Forged Deadeye mark you, do they? Okay. Oh! Oh, no. Someone typed this in chat. Here, look. Waiting on Winter Gust for WP. And I thought they meant the Winter Gust is up and we're waiting on WP, but that was a bit of a dyslexic moment for me there. Because I read it in reverse. I think they're just explaining what they're doing in the map, standing around. Which is such a weird thing. Yeah, I'm standing here for this guy who's not here. You're the best, guys. So, I cheesed this the other day. And I now have a sky scale, so I wonder if I can cheese it even further. So, shall we see? Shall we eat some cheese here? Alright, that was cheesy enough. But you can actually climb on top without actually engaging with the puzzle whatsoever. Next, let's go to Amnoon and grab the... we'll work our way to the next area. So we're looking at the heart first, I think. One issue I do have with Guild Wars lately is when I initiate a map swap, I hit a loading screen coming out the back of the loading screen, massive frame rate issues, until I hit my Windows key to lose focus and then click back in, and then it fixes it. But I'm talking like I'll go down to like 20 FPS, do that, and I'm back up to like 90, 95. And I don't know why it does it, but sometimes on a map swap, that's an issue that I've been having. Quite recently, I'd say as of the past 2 patches. You can cheese it fully with a sky scale. I'm sure that's a fully masteried sky scale as well, so, you know, one thing at a time. Once again, there's going to be lots of injured peoples and limited medical supplies. So we might do some of the shaking tents on this. Fresh water for you. Anybody hungry? No, but that person's thirsty, so let's just grab that. Yeah, we're doing this for Veil Render, yep. That person's hungry. This tent's shaking. I love these eels. These are possibly my favorite enemy in POF. Just in terms of the design, they're just so cool. I love the way they move. I love the way they sound. I love how naturally they feel like they would fit in an environment like this, and yet they are a fantasy creature. I love how they're unique to Guild Wars, it feels. Or unique enough. They're just brilliant, aren't they? I love their size. I love how they could swarm. I love how they work on their own. I love how you could just stop and look at them. Sand eels. What facet of a sand eel is uninteresting? It's not big and it's not a dragon. Fuck you. There's more to think about. I may not be into fashion wars, but I am very much into eel wars. What have we got? Water. Is nobody thirsty? You guys live in a desert. We get it, you're into eels, dude. The sand sharks are very cool for many of the same reasons. And I think just regular worms as well from open world, and like siege worms that we saw in Guild Wars 1, are also very cool for similar reasons. But the novelty's kind of worn off on me now because, you know, there's such established parts of the franchise that I've played with for so long. Man. I keep getting the wrong food. So the hurt. Did I not just see a thirsty person? Yeah, you're thirsty. Go to this next area. Another thirsty person here with some water. So there's not really any build considerations for moments like this. I mean, this is where you'd like blink, okay? But it's kind of there's a weird sort of interplay going on here, which is I want a thing that's kind of face rolly in combat, but I also kind of want something that's min-maxy out of combat. Like I'd love to like try hard here and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna portal over to that tent, grab some food, portal back to him. I want to make plays like that, but in a brain dead way. When it's really not that important. What build will give this to me? Once again, Reaper is king because Spectral Walk. WP will never notice your thirst. Sorry. Oh, this is repeatable. I actually already did this. I guess we can try the build out though. So we can go 3, 2. And then this should be enough generation for the double gravity well at least. We got triple well there. Can't even break the break bar again, but whatever. And then we can just... Oh, he interrupted the heal. If we healed, we could have done Disenchanter fucking Greatsword again and we would have been fine. It's good break bar with the diversions. Alright, our last Vista, I guess. Oh, over there, right. Why am I not out of combat here? Was I condied for a long time? As we walk to it, we can get the POI on the south. WP, do you hate questions about what class I should play as much as I do? Not necessarily, right? Because it's like, it's a noob question, obviously. And it's a question you get 1,000 times, so... Anything you get asked too much can get a bit lame. But, as long as people give me enough information to work with, I can give you 1,000 different answers, you know? Because the game's quite robust in allowing you to express different flavors of class, right? So if you tell me, I'm in PvP, I have lag, I can give you a good answer. That's what happened just the other day. If you say, I hate anything competitive, I want to be really brain dead, I just want to run around in the open world, I can give you an answer. I can tell you to play a Reaper in open world or whatever, right? If you tell me what flavor is what's important to me, I want to play a spell sword, I can tell you, well, look, Guardian has some spell sword opportunities, Mesmer has some spell sword opportunities, Revenant does, and I can sort of break into those. But you've got to give me a little bit of information. If you just come in and say, WP, what's the best class? It's such a terrible thing to, like, that's pretty tricky question to answer. And unfortunately, most people do exactly that. Most people don't provide anything to latch onto. If you say to me, WP, I really like sort of being a magical tinkerer, and I like crafting a lot, what class is good for that? You know, no one's ever asked me that, but there is actually a cool answer to that. It's engineer. It's you can play an alchemist, actually. You could run a really cool, like, flavorful alchemy kind of character. And that's actually possible in the game, you know, but people don't ever really think in those lines, I think. They're just like, I want to do damage. We don't have AoE. So, whatever, I guess. Alright, so 4 out of 4, 3 out of 3, 20 out of 30. And then this Vista. So there's 2 POIs I've inefficiently missed somewhere. Why are we in this random hole here? Yeah, I mean, what my attempt to... Someone just said in chat, WP, what's the best class? Well, it's Mesmer. There is that thing of ask a stupid question, get a stupid answer. I do sometimes feel a little bit tempted to basically say that and be like, WP, what is the best weapon? And I just should spit back immediately, Greatsword. And then I don't have to go any further. If people don't put effort into the question, you don't have to put effort into the answer, essentially. But I haven't quite hit those levels of arrogant dismissiveness, which I'm actually happy with. I'd rather not be a prick. But that is the kind of answer you can give. If there's nothing to latch onto, give them a response with nothing to latch onto. What is this POI it's telling me to get? Oh, they're both at the free city. Oh, the chef room and that. Oh, this is so easy. Am I on EU? I am on EU. We have a squad for EU right now, waiting eternally for Winter Gust. No. You wouldn't spit back Trident, because Trident is obviously wrong. It's an underwater weapon. It's obviously a joke. So, you know, people will laugh, and then they'll, you know, expect a real answer. But if you're actually just annoyed, right, like, that's the way you should respond. If you actually just think, well, what's a stupid question, you don't want to put any effort in. All right. We have done it. Well done. So, we get the Mirage's cache. Opening it up, we get some super high value materials here. These congealed putrid essences, which I cleaned 2,000 out of my inventory just the other day, and we're already up to halfway full again at 973. Fun stuff. Okay, so Veil Render, the quest continues. Let's turn off the content guide. And see what else we need. Now, I already made the wish at the well. We probably got to go speak to Keeper Pamir in the Torment. Yeah, we do. We want to purchase something from Amusement Adjunct Kagri at the Garden of Saborin. Oh, so we're going to go to Vabi and actually do some of that cool stuff. Oh, we get to act in the plays and stuff. Explore the Dead House in the Ellen Riverlands. And a Caffeinated Scrit. So Caffeinated Scrit I usually do on this map. So maybe we have a quick sweep through. One of them, again, apparently spawns here. But I never find the Scrit that spawns here. So if anyone at Winter's Gust is super bored, you can carry me through a Scrit cache as well if you want to split up and look for those. That might be fun. I'm saying fun with air quotes there for you. Serious question. For a robust spellcasting wizard type like Sparrowhawk from Earthsea, which build would you recommend? Okay, I don't know what Sparrowhawk or Earthsea is, but maybe you can bounce back on that. You want a robust spellcasting wizard type? Well, Elementalist is the answer to that, I think. A robust spellcasting wizard type character. And in fact, there's gear in the game, the wizard hat, that you can probably pick up. For that, if you're going mostly for like aesthetic considerations, I would definitely give you more advice about like class and race. I play like a human male Elementalist with the wizard hat. And I would look at like acolyte robes. There's some good outfits as well that look quite wizardy, but I mean, outfits are a bit lame to recommend to people. And beyond that, I would, I don't know, maybe a core Ellie with Arcane or something. Pick up an Arcane build and 2 elements you really like. You could flavor out the rest of it. So if you want to be like a fire mage and it's all about the flavor, you could pick up fire runes. They're actually not terrible runes either. They're pretty good open world runes, fire runes. It's like extra damage against burning people, power on there. It's good. You could take Fire Sigil, which again is good for open world. Good damage and, you know, AoE opportunity for you. Take the fire specialization. You could take like Phoenix weapons and stuff. Fuse. There's lots of fire gear you could take. You could be a fiery looking wizard. You can at character creation and with a total makeover kit, like create a grey looking guy that looks quite old and wise. You could be a wizard. Sparrowhawk learned nature from magic from nature, learning the true names of things after he was young. He accidentally summoned a demon. Also, there's some necromancy elements there. There's nature magic, by the way. The Elementalist gets earth magic, water magic, fire magic, air magic. Ranger gets nature magic. So you might want to look into actually being a nature magic wielder. Someone mentioned Caffeinated Script and map just a second ago. Oh, I think that's on a different map, though. I'm trying to look the known spots. Pretty sure this is one of them. What's going on there? Bounty is up! What is my favorite salt-cured pork? I can't say I've ever really liked salt-cured pork. If I hear salted pork, I think Gimli, and I think salted pork. And I think Merry and Pippin saying that Isengard's salted pork is particularly good. All right. So let's go. Kill Ethereus. Can you do a new video regarding graphics filters in game? I don't really have anything to say about that at the moment, so no. Maybe if I start looking at the NVIDIA released a new thing that lets you do filters. So maybe I'll look into that there. But as far as I'm concerned right now, Guild Wars 2 Hook is the best tool. I have a video on that. You can get it, you can learn the fundamentals, and you can make the game look perfect to your eyes. If you're asking me that because you're like, damn, WP's game looks really good. First of all, thank you. Do you notice the depth blur here on the mountains, but not on the sky? Do you notice how it doesn't depth blur on the world map, which we actually do have graphically filtered? It's pretty good, right? Yeah, I accept the compliment, but you will find something that looks even better for you, all right? You have the talent, you have the time, you have the power. Guild Wars 2 Hook. I should be getting paid for these plugs. What do you mean blur? And then putting that the Dan's game face. What do you mean blur? It looks good. It's amazing. All right, so we got to tag Winter Gust to get the qualification for the kill, but we don't want to get hit by pots. I was going to do this on a Sikkim Soul Beast, but I guess we'll just do it on this. Yeah, Hook is not compatible with the DirectX 12 patch thing. Now, that's a video I might do on the DirectX 12 community ran patch. Maybe I'll wait for another version to come out. I love this. The ice imps all up the hill on the different tiered cliffs. That's awesome. Does Guild Wars 2 Hook reload itself every time you lower the game and go back to it again? Because I find that very annoying. It does not, but I think there's a configuration in which it might. Maybe if you play full screen and you completely tab out of full screen mode and then you go back in, it might reset. But I play windowed full screen. And if I was playing a game full screen, I probably wouldn't want to... Oh, by the way, I might die this time. Because I'm not actually on a support build anymore. What did he hit me with there? And what do the pots look like? Is that a pot? I just got hit by a pot. Oh, shit. Lightning Form, Ice Storm, Breach. Those are the eels. Okay, so I think I'm safe. Oh, his break bar's down. Just don't okay, we got the tag. I'm playing super safe. I'm not even going in for the overload. This build is about the overloads, and I'm not even going to go in for them. Oh, stay away from that. Keep those air autos going. Get in range. He's evading, so we are in range. Moving back. Lightning Orb should make it. Oh, of course, because we got this mechanic. Oh, shit, that's going to put everyone into pot range. Oh, I'm in pot range. Oh, no. We have to do this Jin so many times if I get hit by this pot, so I'm actually just going to be a complete coward and hide over here. Genuinely, I'm not going anywhere near him now. Because if we get this without being hit by these pots, we can do it tomorrow and we're done. If we get hit by a pot here, we have to go 3 more days at least. So, I'm just going to I'm going to keep it safe. I'm going to keep it secret and keep it safe. When the break bar goes down, I'll sneak in like a wimp. And then I'm going to go hide again. Look at that lightning orb. What a skill. How did you do the no depth blur when range is infinite so there's none on cutscene skyboxes again? Sorry. You have to manually edit the shader. Which might, depending on your technical understanding, might be more intimidating than it actually is. But basically, you're going to open the depth bloom shader. And you're going to tell it, you're going to write in the code in there to return a null value at infinite range. There is, if you Google correctly, I wouldn't know how to find it on Google right now, an SCX. When was the last time SCX was at a stream? SCX, you out there? SCX is like our god Googler. But he, if you're good at Google, you can find a Reddit thread where one guy put in the comments how to do it. And I was given the advice from a spud. I can't remember which spud at the moment, but I was given that advice very recently. It was a really old post as well. My entire Let's Play had a problem with that, where like when I would leave water, it would depth blur, and I had to painstakingly edit it all out every time and stand around. It was so annoying. And I could have avoided it the whole time if I just had the know-how. No pot, please. No pot. Smashing! We got it there today, apparently. I swear I got hit by a pot earlier. I don't know about you guys, but I swear I got hit by that pot. It didn't come up on the combat log, though. Beautiful. So we get smashing, and well, there we go. We're done. This is it. This is the end of the Desert Highlands. This would have been an AP of the day, by the way. Instead, you're getting it live. I hope you guys are happy. Here you go. One final riddle. The last one. No spoilers in chat. And I want you guys to think deep and hard about this. Are you ready? The older I get, the more I find this one... Oh, wait, we're not in the riddle yet. The older I get, the more I find this one has meaning for me. Are you ready? Okay. Maybe that was a hint. I can be given but not traded or sold. I cannot be stolen or paid for in gold. The poor and the rich alike yearn for me. A gift still treasured when the giver is but a memory. Alright, now, you're not allowed to look at the options, guys. Look away. Alright, so I can be given but not traded or sold. You can give forgiveness, but you can't trade or sell forgiveness. I cannot be stole or paid for in gold. Those first two lines are basically saying the same thing. The poor and the rich alike yearn for forgiveness. A gift still treasured when the giver is still but a memory. So do you treasure someone's forgiveness once they are long gone out of your life? Probably not. But do you treasure their kindness when they're long gone? Probably you do. You cannot steal. You can pay for beauty though. You can even interior, especially interior. People probably augment themselves in all kinds of ways. You'd pay like a professional to do that. Kindness is the most sappy, feel-good one. So I'm guessing that's it. Scholarship. All right, kindness. Kindness, yes. When everything else fades, people will remember how kind you were. I have a feeling you already understand that quite well. Good luck on your adventures, young one. So guys, in, 5-10 years, when you're long gone, and I am but a memory, will you remember how kind I was to you all? How I kindly waited around, standing at that signpost so that you could get this meta while doing open world maps. Will you remember? Will you remember my kindness? I hope you do. You can pay for kindness? Maybe you can. Yeah, maybe you can pay for kindness. Like, if you're sort of a mega rich, wealthy man, you can pay for like an escort, can't you? That will... What I'm talking about specifically here is when you're going to like social dues and you have, just like a person on your arm that will, be kind to you and nice over the night, and you sort of act like an item, but then it goes no further. If I give you $5, will you be kind to me, says Shat? Well, I don't know. Let's see the $5 first. You know what I'm saying? Will you remember when WP sat outside your window in the rain with his Super Adventure Box boombox playing for you? Is that kind, or is that, just a gesture? Your kindness will always be remembered, says Bacon and Potato. Look, Bacon and Potato is being kind. Here's a little spoiler, though, Bacon and Potato. Cheeky little spoiler for you. I probably will not remember your kind mail in a month. I probably won't remember this. Well, I'm having a conversation about it now, so I probably will for a while. Give it 3 months. Bacon and Potato. Give it 3 months. Put this in your phone so you don't forget. This is the way you do it, okay? Set an alarm on your phone right now. Get it out. To remind me, to reference this and see if I remember it in 3 months. Let's see. The bounty was up. Brilliant. Okay. So, double ding there, baby. Speaking riddles, we're done with the Desert Highlands. The rest is just breaking the bank, which we could infinitely do for 0 AP. And I think that's part of bad crafting, isn't it? So, that leaves us with just the Desolation and the Domain of Abbey now. And Path of Fire is complete. Well, sort of. Let's get Veil Render finished as well, since we've done the long, obnoxious bits. With Ethereus finished, maybe you guys want to come find the script burglar with me? I would give you 1 week, not 3 months. If I hadn't had that conversation, definitely 1 week would have been enough. But now that I have, I'll probably recall it a bit better. We're going to get these bleach bones because I think you could get music boxes out of them, maybe. And they are novelties after all. They're not listed novelties, but they are novelties. Yeah, Veil Render is a bit of a poo skin. To be honest, I do agree. I'm not as excited about the POF skins as I was about the Heart of Thorns ones for this feature. This feature's brilliant, but it's just the skins themselves I think were a bit uninteresting. Uninspired. Flat is a beautiful word. It's a good word for that. I remember I thought at launch of Path of Fire that the Deadeye rifle skin had a unique projectile sound effect on it, which was the kind of thing, right? But that's just what Deadeye sounds like, so... And I do love that sound effect. It reminds me of Little Big Adventure, but it's not. It's not the thing I'm looking for. You mean literally flat? It's as thin as paper? Oh, that's kind of cool, though. I actually like the idea of a super flat skin. Okay, I picked a couple of spots there. Oh, let me check. Let me try this. Let's see how our build does here. Pull them in. Gravity well. Double wells. We're going to beat 2 waves of these, right? So, oh, God. Whoa. Maybe the sustain's a bit low right now. It definitely feels a bit low. I need some kind of resustain mechanic. I need, like, heal on boon or something. And we definitely do turbocharge our damage. WP, I have a caffeinated script chest here, says Ailes. So where's Ailes on the map? Is he even on our map? Oh, is he at the pyramid? This is one of the spots. No, that's Karen. Which map is Ailes in? Oh, here he is. He's in the Crystal Oasis, different server. Shit, are we gonna die now? Is this gonna kick us off the mount? Whoa, it did. Rip. I'm not gonna get out of that. Okay, he says Destiny's Gorge. Alright, nice. You thought the music boxes and the treasure hunt boxes? Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's in those. I think I'm getting confused by the fact that, what is it in Heart? Something cool in Heart of Thorns comes out of strong boxes. And I sort of think of bleached bones and stuff as being a bit like the strong boxes. Right, it's like up now. Why am I low gravity right now? What happened to my raptor there? Tried sword for the additional, but what's going on? Why am I low gravity? What's going on? Is this some known bug? Did I proc this from being on this? I have skimmer physics, don't I? I have skimmer physics because I died because I map swapped or something. How can I use this? How can I use this? How does this feel on a griffin? No different. Griffin feels the same. Oh, I think it fixed. It stopped. Damn it. Alright, here we go, guys. So, Scrit Chest. He's going to throw shit at us. So, keep your range. Ready? Just get away from him instantly. Oh, I wasted that. He's invuln. Just try and stay in front. Oh, yeah. We'll just break the bar. Oh, no. Rip. I have to cancel that C-split as well. Shit, he's well off. I'm out of range of this as well. And I can't ambush forwards. So let's see, when I summoned that disenchanter, did he appear in the wells? I guess I should disenchant first and well afterwards. I'm genuinely serious about that because you can well on the guy. Oh, you're not gonna have time though. What I need is some phantasms that take ages to die. And you know what? The defender's like that. The defender takes ages to proc himself fully. There you go, Veil Render, brilliant. So we get the Mirror of Disenchantment, name of a Guild Wars 1 skill, and a Guild Wars 2 trait, if I'm not wrong. Or, wait, is it a Spellbreaker trait? It's just an exotic that we'll get rid of anyway. Get some coffee for the quick... I mean, coffee is useless on this character because we've got so much quickness anyway. Alright, so we're done with that. Now what we want to do is look at Vabi. So we're going to go to the Garden of Saborin. We've also got the Torment one to do. So let's do that first, I guess, actually. With the Ruination. Do I have any waypoints? Are you serious right now? I didn't get the main waypoint in the map. Shit, so what's my quickest route? Probably at Joko's domain. What's the best way to spend laurels? Well, most people are going to tell you T6 crafting bags because they're just lots of money. However, since I've started doing this, I've found I need loads of laurels. And I'm a bit worried, to be honest, about ever doing that ever again because there's just so many laurels I'm going to want. If you're a new player and you're just kind of starting out, definitely the way So here, this should... We don't walk on that because that's a trap that gets us blown up. Where's our next cleanse? We don't have inspiration, so we don't get it from this. So I'm forced to fight here. I think. I don't think I had an out. It was either kill him or spend forever trying to combat break. Oh, now this guy's going to hold us in. No, we got it. No, he shot us. It's like the game is desperate to just get you in combat. It'll do everything it can. Saving them for amulets is a good idea. Also, you know, I was telling you about getting a selection of Marauders trinkets. Dedicated Marauders trinkets. I kind of don't want to get the same old Living World Season 3 trinkets with the same icons and the same names and the same flavor text. I kind of want to do something new. So what I was thinking about is maybe spending a shit ton of laurels on... Oh, I'm getting dismounted from walking in the tar traps. I was thinking of spending a shit ton of laurels on... That distort was actually really important. On getting the Diviners stuff from the new season. And then what I currently have as set as Diviners from Living World Season 3, instead turning into Marauders. I was thinking of doing something like that, just so that I've got like a more interesting selection. I don't want my bank to just be full of Black Ice Earring and Blood Ruby Backpack. I mean, backpacks are nice because you can transmute them. Oh, the XP bar. Shit, we've just chained another one? Really? Alright. Hovering next to rifts will close them and reveal skyscale flight paths for your skyscale. Follow them to claim the treasure at the end, but don't miss a node along the way. Your final reward is largest if you touch every node. Now, everything that just described is not in the game at the moment, so we're not really missing out too much. Yeah, it's not just bugged. It was bugged, and then they just removed it because it was bugged. So I haven't seen a patch note saying that it's come back. Is the Disenchanter cleanse? I don't think so. Is the Disenchanter cleanse? No. Why did you think the Disenchanter was cleanse? If you play an inspiration build, whenever you summon a Phantasm, you can have the Phantasm cleanse you. In which case, yeah, he'd be a cleanse, but he's not by default. You can still do the rifts, but the achievements are missing, says Tulip. Ah, there you go. Well, I guess I'll wait for the achievements, probably. So you mean the trails are still around, kind of thing. Alright, so we got the waypoint. No, we didn't get the waypoint. What we're going to do is run around killing Forged here. There will probably be more content in this area of the world coming from me soon. Because now that we're done with the Desert Highlands, we will get the finisher. So this will be a pretty high value one because we're going to finish the edge of the Desolation. And we're going to get a finisher. And we're going to get AP. So it's pretty nice. That 5 was not what I meant to do. Alright, do you know what? I keep forgetting to do it. I'm going to do it now. Let's dispense with the torch for now. Are you serious? Am I going to combat with the barricades, maybe? Oh, no, I wasn't. Alright, well, look, we're out again. And let's go sword offhand. What's my sword main hand at the moment? Concentration. Oh, and it's, yeah, I mean, the gear, by the way, is just totally all over the place. So let's go double Zerk now. Force and air, I guess, for now. And then Knight and Forces on the Greatsword. I think generally for open world, air is probably better than Force. We're going to get so much might here now. I think we have too much might now. Because just pressing skill 5 gives us 8 might. You have to hit with it, but it's a lot of might now this build's got. Maybe it's not too much because it's kind of like spiky might, so it's nice to, you know, once you've ran out of your might from some Phantasm spam, you're getting it back from Sword 5 spam, which is also Phantasm spam. I wonder how good a power side noder is these days. Sword offhand is fucking cool. I do really like sword offhand. It's just the disengage. It's just not very good for disengage. Because I'm pretty sure this parry, unlike some of the other ones in the game, it flips the second you get hit, even at range. Best passive class, lots of damage without spam buttons. Wait, sorry, are you asking me to recommend your class for spamming damage? Well, see, I've been wondering this as well, guys, right? Here's a question for you. Here's some theorycraft question. Again, it's in the realm of the brain dead thing. I was doing Dragon Stand on a Herald yesterday. Well, no, these are two different stories. I'm confusing. Well, anyway, let me just ask you a question. What is the new Firebrand, the new Guardian Staff Auto? What is the new sort of mass tag? Okay, so like, just tag as much AoE as possible. Like the highest radius, most spammy, good range and quality of life, just fucking tag shit. Some of you are going to be tempted to say like flamethrower because, you know, like it's got multiple packets and extends out. But I'm talking wider radius than that. I'm talking mass AoE. I don't care about damage. I just care about massing AoE on everything possible. As spammy as possible. See, if you could take Greater Sand Savant and also still have 3 shades, it would be that level of like fucking, you know, that kind of mass AoE that a Scourge could acquire with that. But when you go 1 shade, you can only actually, you know, you can't dispense so much. You think Renegade Shortbow is best? I mean, that bounces, right? The autos? Yeah, Firebrand F1 is a bit like Odd Stuff, but the distance is refined massively, and obviously it's built into a mechanic. I mean, any mass tag, there's going to be lots of deaths, so you can trait to just insta-refresh it, so you could just run around spamming that. And the 4 is brilliant AoE spam, so I definitely get what you're saying. I think Firebrand's really good. Maybe Greater Symbols plus Scepter, because then you've got really good range, long-range Scepter. You can take the symbol as you take damage. That's even more mass spam, brain dead AoE. I think maybe Firebrand is it. But I'm wondering if you guys have got other ideas. GS Mirage with the sigil that fills endurance after kill. Oh, Quan. Holy shit, he might be right. Greatsword Ambush, Split Surge. I don't know how much you guys know about Split Surge, but Split Surge is bonkers AoE. But the problem is you have to dodge to trigger it. But if every single time you kill something, you're getting a full bar of endurance, thus another Split Surge. Maybe it's that. You did that on Halloween. Yeah, like for the labyrinth, right? Like the labyrinth is exactly the kind of place. I like the way you think. All right, here we go. Look at this, guys. There's only 2 of them left now. We're so close. The threat report for the Lost Scouts. So Mirages are interested in the Lost Scouts. We can double click it for a large amount of mastery experience. We get a good chunk there. Plus good super speed. No, Mortar Kit is not good enough. If you're saying Mortar Kit, you need to play other classes and experience some other areas of combat. Mortar Kit is not good enough. It's not about the fact... Mortar Kit obviously has 5 separate skills that drop AoEs, right? And so on paper it's like, oh, brilliant. But the thing is, there's a real latency. The time it takes for the mortar to land, to hit the area. And also, a lot of those AoEs don't, like, tick damage well enough. Like, the 4 is just like a bit of blind, right? So it's the initial pulse. The 5 isn't anything. The poison doesn't necessarily do that much. It's actually not very good. And even spamming auto. If every mortar auto dropped an AoE that then pulsed like for a few seconds afterwards, I'd be on board with you. But mortar is deceptive in how good it is for the mass tagging. It's obviously capable of mass tagging, but it's not as good as you probably think it is. Not at the high ranges where... Like, Split Surge is like an instant fucking beam that will just automatically be targeting. So even though it has less range, it's 1200 instead of 1500. In use... Oh, we have the Bond of Faith here. It's actually way better. By the way, I'm a fool. We don't even have to walk to Vabi. This character's already been here. Alright. To Vabi. But, I mean, you're along the right lines. I don't mean to slam down the suggestion too heavily. Mortar's exactly the right ballpark. Sulfur says it's 100% my favorite open world build too. Nice sword torch too when you need to kill bosses, but that crazy AoE tagging, I use it for tangled depths, etc. Yeah, I don't think it's an open world build in general, but I do think in anywhere where you want to tag a lot, like Labyrinth, or when you're in a meta event like that. Or, for example, here's where I'm really thinking of it. You know how I need a lot of karma, and you know the Sandswept Isles meta event with the door defense where tons of stuff spawns? I'm thinking a mass tag build for something like that. Yeah, so you can just get shit. You make sure you've tagged every single mob, even at the really high scales, and thus you can reap all the karma. Right, be the life of the party. I think this is the heart we want to finish Veil Render. It's adjunct Kagri, so let's just see. It doesn't actually say their name when I mouse over for some reason. Yeah, here it is. This is it. This is it. I haven't done this heart for a very long time. Dance? Nope, that was not correct. Oh, the mime's in the middle. Oh, okay, rounds remaining. Participate in the mime showdown by mimicking the moves to increase the appeal. Okay, what is this? So, cross arms? It's one of the rare emotes you don't see people do very much. WP's mod takes all the color out of our wings. I add saturation. Mine. This is default. This is vanilla. I boost saturation. What are you talking about? Okay, I'm crossing arms. Do it in the correct order, it says. Is this even going to give me heart credit? It might not. Cluster Bomb has the same problem as Mortar to me. But the short bow bounces are pretty good. Okay, so we want to bow. We want to wave. We want to say no. No, shit. What was that one? Oh, here. Bow. Wave. Disagree. No. What's it called? Oh, no. Yeah, slash no is the thing. This is really good because they've compensated for the fact if there's a giant Zerg of players on mounts. Well, look, the dynamic event is not actually giving us... I have no idea what I'm doing in this heart. Join the revelry by order of King Joko. By royal decree, drink and be merry, for tomorrow you may be undead. The Vabian Amusement Authority's most vital directives are to maintain the jubilant ambience and facilitate fruitful social engagement. I'm authorized to issue an official Vabian Amusement Authority affinity analyzer. Consider yourself deputized. Great. How does it work? Scan for and track down companionless revelers. And then this is what I did when Path of Fire came out. Shouldn't I have a special action? Wallflower. Are you looking for love? Just passing through. Sorry, I can't help. Just passing through. I swear I should have a special action, shouldn't I? Maybe I don't because... Oh, here we go. Oh, it's because I was in the other form. Loneliness detector and a malice identifier. Okay, so let's detect who's lonely. She's lonely? I'll never find love. What kind of person are you looking for? A man who can make me laugh. He has to be funny. I could have a look around for you. Would you? Oh, thank you. If you find a good match, please give them this. Consider this done. Take gift. Compatibility homing system. Points in the general direction of a suitable match. Oh, yeah, we use the radar, right? So maybe it's this merchant. Maybe he's funny. Maybe this noble is funny. Yeah, it's this noble. There's someone I'd like you to meet. Really? I was asked to give you this. Oh, it's from her. Thank you. I knew she'd be good. She'd be a good match. Right, there you go. Oh, guys, this is lovely. Aren't we all lonely? Ratchy, you're on Twitch chat, so the answer is absolutely yes. If any of you had real friends, you wouldn't be on this stream. All right. You might be able to detect that I like being very cruel sometimes. I hope I meet someone special. What kind of person are you looking for? I crave excitement. A man who can show me a wild time. Oh, baby. I could have a look around for you. Would you? Oh, thank you. Okay. All right, we get a new gift. Is the gift different each time? Do I actually hold a gift? Are you exciting? You are. Look, you were right next to each other. I barely had to do anything. Care for a dance? No, but that person would. So when are ArenaNet going to do a story where I get to fall in love? When am I going to get my Mass Effect style romances? Huh? I thought it was the personal story. Let's get personal. I wish I had someone special in my life. Well, what kind of person are you looking for? Kindness is what matters most. I want to meet the sweetest girl. Kindness we remember as well. I could have a look for you. Would you? Oh, thank you. If you find a good match, please give them this. Look at all this manipulation that the devs have put in on Path of Fire. Trying to make people kind to each other in their MMO. Please be kind. Please stop talking shit on the forums. Please stop breaking my heart. Be kind. It's like your children and they have to teach you. Here we go. Is this your first time here? Well, there's someone I'd like you to meet. Oh, it's from him. Thank you. Is it always the men propositioning the women with gifts here, by the way? Maybe that is the Vabian way. I want to see a lady seek someone out. Oh, no, 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 no. We did have a lady seek someone out. Here's a guide. Let's see. You're lonely. King Joko wants me to find... Alright, if Joko has decreed it, what kind of person are you looking for? Well, I'd love to meet a woman of substance, honourable and true. This is interesting, right? A lot of these have been relatable so far. And that's part of the fun of the heart. It's relatable. It's like, oh yeah, maybe you feel like someone who really values humour in a relationship. Or maybe you value kindness and, you know, just being nice. But here's one that I feel is kind of difficult. I've never recognized in myself or anyone I've ever known someone who looks for honor and truth in relationships. And I think that's because the kind of lives we live now in the first world as we do. Like, what opportunities are there for us to prove our honor? Right? Like, who do you guys know that you would describe as honorable? Aside from me, of course. Who do you know that you describe as honorable? And because there's nothing really that pressures us to be honorable. In general. Not unless there's something, like, extraordinary, like your mate has stolen something from a shop and you dob him in. Would you? Oh, thank you. If you find a good match, please go. Oh, and then, obviously, or maybe the honourable thing to do is to shield him, protect him. My cat? How can you express honour through your cat? There's someone I'd like you to meet. Really? Oh, it's from him. Thank you. I mean, honor is such a weird thing to ask for in a relationship. It's like you've been cheated on or something recently. And you're like, I want someone honorable who won't go behind my back. What kind of person are you looking for? I'm drawn to intelligent men. The cleverer, the better. I could have a look around for you. Would you? This is good. A skill I never knew the commander had. Or maybe it's just because we have this powerful magical artifact. If only this existed in real life, right, guys? Here we go. It gets narrower the closer we are as well. I really like the UI on this. Have you tried the wine? This is our intelligent guy, a boozer. Is there someone I'd like you to meet? Oh, it's from him? Thank you. Wait, was that a gay relationship we just set up? Isn't this a guy? Honestly, some of the world building in this expansion is on point. This is so cool. They need to do, if and when we ever go to Cantha ArenaNet, lots more of this. Just like you did at the casino in Path of Fire as well. We're running out of lonely people. Am I destined to find love here today? Well, who are you looking for? I want to meet a man of honor, a true noble. In every sense. I could have a look around. Okay. What about over here? Yeah, to be honest, the metal band, I find it a bit jarring when I hear like an electric bass or whatever being played in interior, but you know. There. You two can go hook up. Well, this is a doozy of a heart. Someone wild, a woman who will make me something. I don't know. Would you? Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. You'd think I would have learnt it. There's always panpipes in every high street in the world. I really like panpipe music. It's not a racket. I think it's you. There you go. For me? There you go. We don't have the voice acting on, so I thought I'd deliver it. Palawa Joker's amusement authority demands that our citizens possibly find love and definitely procreate. Look, it's like they're being farmed. It's like they're just animals being bred to create more corpses. There's something so delectably sinister about that. I wish they'd really emphasize that more. Like here, for example, these Corsair rings and stuff. These Harriers things. I feel like I should pick these up. But it's laurels. Everything's laurels. Laurels, laurels, laurels everywhere. Alright. Oh, look, 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 look. We never bought the clown. The mini Vabian clown. Wild. Okay. That's a landmine, basically. I mean, 100 trade contracts. There's definitely a couple of minis from Vabi that, I never did. There you go, in the Delusion loop. Alright. Veil Render will be finished now when we go to the Dead House in the Ellen Riverlands, which is very simple. We just go through that portal as far as I remember. I don't think we have to do the whole meta. If we do, then, well, that's more content for us to get through, but that's fine. Yeah, there was some other thing. Oh, okay. Here was the thing I wanted to do earlier on the stream, right? Where I got really confused right at the start. It was a bit awkward. Here was the thing. I wanted to... oh, the doppelganger's up. Free loot. Can we get there in time, though? That's going to have to be a beetle. Just in case. There's a sand pit in the way as well, so we have to be really careful. Right, momentum and a boost from rolling down. Oh, no, there's too much uphill. Too much uphill, and that's some dangerous terrain. Maybe we can shift through on the left. Shit, we missed it. So close. Close, but not quite. Alright, to the Dead House. I guess we'll just roll there. Mind you, all the waters and stuff. If we are going to be able to ride there, we need to, like, hit the road or something. How can people not like the Beetle? Look how good this is. Look how fast this thing is. And so many maps are so suitable to it. I'm actually having more fun doing this than if I'd waypointed, genuinely. Okay, now I think we can take a right out of this town. We won't necessarily go in deep water anywhere. And we'll get to the Dead House. Here you go, a bit of an experience of the... Oh, that's deep water. We managed to get just over it. So your waypointless game. I mean, obviously the Path of Fire maps are nice and big. In core, you wouldn't really get very far before hitting some kind of boundary. Right, it might be that. It might just be going through this here. So let's see. I think this takes you into a cave. And then there'd be a chest or something in here. Oh my god, we got one shot. This is pretty dangerous right now. CC'd again. And again. Can't even really get our stuff up. Block didn't help. Blown up by the occultist at the back. Bacon and potato, I think, went deeper in. This 2, if it had moved us closer, we could have maybe Signet of Agonied. He's getting booned. The rogue's good. I need to remember to use the rogue. Alright, we're getting res so we can Signet of Agony before we get up. I missed the 5 to cancel cast. This might be a place to come to sort of demonstrate the power of some of these builds. These fucking car balls. I might be wrong, by the way. I don't genuinely know. So yeah, what I did, right, was I went to efficiency. I searched account unlocks, right? And what I usually do on efficiency is I search for the rarest stuff. I search for who has, how few people have got this thing and do I have it, right? So like the llamas, when I first was looking at llamas, I was excited about that because it was like there were, you know, like 2 people on the entire website had got a llama. So it's like, that's a rare mini, let's do it. However, I did the reverse. I looked at the most popular, most well-acquired items and scrolled through that list. And you might say, well, isn't that boring? Well, here's the thing. You scroll, and obviously I have everything, right? Like, that's really everyone's got. So, oh, 40,000 people have this mini. Guess what? You also have this mini. And you keep going down the list, and you keep going down the list. And then all of a sudden, it will be like, hold on. 26,000 people have this thing, and I don't have it. And what is that revealed to me? Well, something easy to get. Some low-hanging fruit. Something that I should focus on for master, right? So looking in that direction through the list was pretty nice. And I think it did actually reveal to me something I could get. A certain mini, which I intended to get on this stream with you guys. So we'll look at that in a moment. Did I pass the thing? Are you sure? Because there's more portals to go through. I'm going to trust my instinct here and keep going through the portals. Isn't this the last room? And I would assume it's in like, yeah, try the Runeforger's chest. Oh no, it's not the last room. That chest had nothing in it. Oh no, this is the last room because that last one takes you outside, doesn't it? On top of a ledge or something. So you may well be right. Maybe I missed it. Do you know what? I really want more might. I want a higher might cap on this build. You can get so much might from this build in open world. I bet I'm at about 50 might. Genuinely. If not more. So, to those of you who like that Mirage tagger, have you got any other inspiration on like ways to make it even more effective? Maybe lifesteal on crit food or something, just so that if you get a single packet of damage, it crits. You get the extra, you get a double tick essentially. Any thoughts along those lines? Maybe a good rune to pick. Try sorting minis on TP from cheapest. I got all of those. Anything on the TP. I think I've generally got. Okay, hold on. It took me back in here. All right, we're gonna wiki this because seems a bit off. It's the riddle of the Mirage that we're looking to find here. It might be the meta. Riddle of the Mirage. It's contained in a Runeforger's chest in the second chamber of the Jackal Portal east of the Dead House. So we are at the right place, and it is in a Runeforger's chest, and I think Tulip is correct that it was in the one that we passed over, because the second chamber sounds like the previous room we're in. So that's very weird, and I don't understand why they did it that way, but cool. That means that we are on point. Clear all this shit out. This is going to take a bit. The parry feels, I don't know, not as good as it could. Breaking combat. Quite the job here. See, there's an interesting thing going on. I just want to talk about like what feels broken about Guild Wars 2. I understand that the devs want us to fight here to get through it because combat is content and, you know, it's the game. Kill some stuff. That's fine. But I'm frustrated because I know I could have got out instantly if I hadn't been just clipped by them. However, if this had been implemented a little bit differently where the portal is gone and only when they die does the portal appear, it would be the same experience to me. Kill the things before you can leave. Do the thing first. But I would be enjoying myself the whole way through. There wouldn't be that like weird under level of like slight vague frustration. And it's that weird level that's all over Guild Wars 2 that I think is a bit broken about the game at the moment. There you go, Veil Render, we get it. For the Mirage. So just to show you guys how this looks. Oh, it's not as thin as I was hoping based on that description before. I don't know, it's an okay skin. I actually do quite like it. I take everything I said back. I think this one's alright. Well, not everything. Some of them I think are a bit lame still, but... It's just this kind of purpley, glowy stuff. This is meaningless in the game now with all the branded mounts and branded gear and branded backpacks and just, you know, the general thing you get from this. It doesn't feel special or interesting because just so much of the game has got glowing purple goop all over it, you know. So I think that's why flat is still a word I'd use in a way, sort of as in it's not accented, it's not interesting. It's not very large, it's not very small. It's magical and glowy, but magical in a glowy the way that, you know, you've experienced 1,000 times elsewhere on the game. I think that's sort of the thing with it. Look at this, I'm actively trying to keep my inventory under control in the middle of the stream. Right. All this stuff is trash that we would just sell out now. So the inventory is basically clean. The second we went to a vendor and hit sell trash, it would all be done. Right. Now this mini thing. I felt like I made some good progress on that chrono thing there as well, guys. So let me search here. Efficiency. Accounts. Oh, wait, it's not account. It's stats, and then it's unlock statistics, and then it's miniatures, and then it's show my locked miniatures that are unlocked by the player base. Okay, so 34,000 people have the mini gift box Gordon. Doesn't appear here. I think we're going to die, by the way. This thing here. Purchase for Karma and Snowflakes during Winter's Day. A lot of people got that at Winter's Day, and I did not. So, the question is, can I do that off-season? Probably not. I guess. This is him here. It must be one of the recent ones, because obviously it's a Choya. Anyone in chat pick this up? Any one of those 34,000 in chat right now? Yeah, Mirage does look good with Astrolaria. I think that's why Shaman did that in that slow-mo tweet thing as well. But I have all the other Gordons. I just don't have that one. Next is the mini branded Rift Stalker. So he is from an achievement in Jahai. Apparently we need to find lots of Jahai Bluffs books and we can get that. That's the second most popular mini in terms of people have got it and I don't. Then there's a raid mini. 23,000 people have the Red Guardian and I don't have him and I don't have the currency to buy that just yet. Then there's the Haunted Candle. Shit tons of people have got the Haunted Candle. Again, that's Halloween, but I'll be able to pick that up at that point. There's the Mad King Head. Lots of people have this. Again, it's Halloween, so I can't do anything. Then there's the Awakened Canid. Now, where are you from? I can't right-click it, so there's no trading post. Now, this is just purchased at the Necropolis in Vabi. This is what I wanted to do. So let's go to Vabi once again and get the Necropolis event done. Now, the Necropolis event, I think, is also the easy one you do every day for Legendary progression or something. So, yeah. This is a bit like the mime. So what have we got today? We haven't got much. Maybe it's because we haven't done any keys. Probably. And keys feel like a lot of stuff happens when we do those. But no, we did a lot. We may have only dinged Veil Render there, but we got a skin, we got an achievement. We got 2 AP, 2 separate achievements here. And we've got, like, in total, 2 minis today? Or was it 3? All the daily things as well. I've done, you know, we got a lot of medallions. You guys obviously didn't see that. You saw me get the stuff, though. So, this is what I believe is the fastest way of doing this. I might be wrong. But basically, just throw the stuff in the canopic jars. We're in ancient Egypt now, guys. And try and be quick with this. Sorry, WP. The best mini will always be this mini sand shark. Mini sand shark is pretty cool. I will admit, I like this mini sand shark. It's got a lot of stomachs for us here. Intestines. Oh. Get it in time. Oh, the arc lightning is not what that is. Okay, lungs. That was pretty bad. Quick, someone donate keys. I'm not asking anyone to do that if they don't want to. But yeah, I mean, the keys are one of those things where it's like, it's just so much value, you know, because of the unlockers. Like a 25 key thing like we had yesterday, that's just, it's mental. If we get lucky and it happens, then awesome. We've got a lot of cool stuff to show off, but I'm not going to sort of sit here and beg. So what's cool about this, by the way, is the guy moves. So right now, you remember when I put that stomach? Oh, did he shuffle all the stuff as well? Did the jars themselves shuffle? Has he left? Do I have something else to do? So mummy wrappings. What do we do? Use the wrappings as a cleaning rag on the casket? Oh, we can. Oh, nice. This fly. Is that a new model? It is. That's a cool model. Yeah, like if I got some keys and someone got, you know, and we open a couple of chests and I get an automatic unlocker, you double click that and it's like you've just given me 300 gold because it unlocks like a chaos skin or something. Or it could go even crazier. It could be thousands of gold. It could be rare shit that's never, you know, that I would be impossible to get otherwise. It's just so crazy. The fly is new. All the bugs are new in Path of Fire. The fly looked brilliant. Neglected casket. I can't say I feel like I'm getting much heart progress here. Look, we're back at this guy, so. Stomach again. Starting to learn this based purely on the icon. We'll bounce that swiftness. Liver. I think the ideas they had with the Vabi events, in terms of just like how gross and undeady it all is and gory, I think is brilliant. And it's the perfect level of like really kind of scary and messed up, but also kind of funny at the same time, you know. It's very, very, very cool. I think Vabi is such a well-made place. I just wish that like a map like Vabi had been there for players right as they started the game. Well, no, I think the starting maps are also very good, so. Oh, we did get a mail. Oh, check it out. Somebody gave us 5 keys. Thank you so much. Good loot. Listen, guys, if you're going to do this, put your name in the message so I can thank you. Whoever this was, you're awesome. Thank you. Yeah, we'll open 5 keys. That's fantastic. Thank you. I'll do that right as soon as we've done this. I'll go in on that. It's kind of scary how we can kind of just talk about keys and then someone might be really nice. You know, someone will be really kind and throw some over. That's brilliant. Hey, you never know what you might have just got us to unlock. In 5 keys, hopefully we'll get enough statuettes for one thing. We might not, or we might just get one straight up. I mean, there's a low chance. It's a pretty low chance, but there is a chance that we'll get nothing. But we'll see. Isn't there a decent chance of a new chest today? Oh, really? Well, look, they've done that, and I think that they deserve to see on the stream the stuff we opened. I think I should just hoard that. There we go. Brilliant. So help these guys out. It's bad. The messed up shit Joko does makes him hotter to me. What the hell? He's undead. But yeah, I would say that's bad. Yeah, I guess it's Tuesday, right? So Tuesday patch day. Oh, what if it's a balance day? But they never did a preview. Yeah, funerary incense. So you can pick one of these up. The question is this cheaper than the sort of infinitely purchasable ones? Because this one we can only get one per day. So is it more efficient to do it like this? Is that cheaper for me? This is the Desert Vulture. Fuck. What? Supreme Training Specialist Tozen at the Necropolis. Is he just a random vendor here? We are at the Necropolis. Maybe this is how I missed it. Oh. Oh, it's the second heart. It's the heart at the back of the Necropolis. Christ. I knew something was off about that because I'm pretty sure we've streamed this heart semi-recently. Or I've done this heart semi-recently, and why wouldn't I have bought the mini? I would have bought it and just not unlocked it until the stream. I knew there was something slightly off about that. Okay, well, this heart's much easier to do. And look, we got an incense. Oh, and that saves us trade contract, I guess. The infinite exchange costs way more trade contracts. If you do it daily, it's super cheap for the trade contracts. Which we have a ton of anyway, but yeah. Right, so speak with Supreme Training Specialist Tozen and guide newly awakened trainees in combat and patrol formations. Can I just kill Tar? Wrong achievement. No. Damn it, ArenaNet, you're forcing me to engage with the game. Wow. Oh, and he's got absolutely 0 health. Can we train these guys? Do I need to speak to Tozen first and get an item, do you think? It does expressly say in heart area, speak to Tozen. So let's speak to him first. Our mission here is to see that the newly awakened gain strength and battle experience. I know a combat veteran when I see one. Would you be willing to assist in training my troops? I'll do what I can do. I'll see what I can do. Beckon, call one of the newly awakened trainees over to follow you. Hello. Oh, it's the story. Okay. Oh my god. I forgot about all this. Surround me. I want more of you. And I want you as well. Oh, can I not have that many? Attack my target. Attack my target. Range, melee, and frenzy. Why would I do anything other than frenzy? Do they take extra damage, do you think? Okay, so we get these guys to attack the tar. Oh, this is interesting. I love this, man. This is so cool. Look, there's weight to their attacks. There's timing. There's pace. There's good sound effects. This moves up in really satisfying mini chunks with every impact. This guy's dying. Why would we want to hold attacking? Do you two want to come? The formation seems a bit weird. I think the formation thing is you got to stand in front of trainers or something and they tell you to get into formations. And when you do that, you get stuff. Why wouldn't I just grind damage on a practice dummy? I'm guessing this doesn't give me heart progress, so then why are they here at all? Oh, shit. Did I lose my followers? Bro. Oh no, they're still here. They're just going really slow. Range. Oh no, it works. Oh, the practice dummies die. Okay, that makes sense. Unlike in the story instance, it doesn't toggle them into a mode. It's like one cast for one animation kind of thing. So like I press range, they swing, and then I have to press range again and they swing again. The nav mesh is really weird here. Oh no, I guess he's just trying to get further away. Some new AI stuff going. Do you think we'll get Crystal Bloom Dragoon squads that are mounted on sky scales in the future? Possibly. I think Dragoon is an interesting concept for like a specialization next expansion. But in a weird way, Dragon Hunter is already kind of our Dragoon, if you will. So I don't know. But they've got space, obviously. They need to use the term so they can do whatever they want. The ranged feels pretty sluggish on them. I'd rather hold them in melee and toggle between frenzying and meleeing. Liz has never done this heart, by the way, so this is kind of value in another way. I want Liz to have complete map completion again eventually. Like for Core, Season 2, Season 3, and Heart of Thorns, she has everything in the whole game. But the most recent season and Season 4, she's just sort of all over the place. Alright, guys, well done. I don't think the formations mean anything when we're just getting them to attack. So, Dragon Hunter is different to Dragon Rider. A very good point. That's very true. But the word dragon. Elonian Transit Part. Yeah, like I like these. The Sigil of the Fool. Like, come on. But if I spend all this, then it screws me out of something else that I need laurels on later. Alright, the Mini Awakened Canid. There he is. There he is. So, and we'll rep him. As we always do. This is the thing we've been doing on Master. We're repping all the Awakened that we get. All the minis that we get whenever we get a new mini. So we'll rep it for a little while. Right. Back to efficiency. We could continue going down the list in this manner, right? So the next one is Mini Zera from raiding. I don't have the currency for that. Then there's the Mini Desert Fox. 14,000 people have that. Now that is from an achievement called Gentle Hearts. Again, it's Jahai Bluffs, so we don't worry. Mini Zane. So obviously that's Magnetite Shards. The Mini Glowing Bats. Ah. Now, the Mini Black Bat we can only get from guaranteed unlocks. And then we're on to page 2. So let's ignore all of that for now. Right, we got given some chests, didn't we? So let's try this out. I really hope we get something from this. And to whoever it was, again, thank you. Let's go over here. More love for this, if nothing else, out of nostalgia for vanilla times. Yeah, the reason I'm not playing her on Master is just because of the open world build thing. But I don't know what space I've got for her after that. Can I show efficiency? Not easily, because I don't have overlays set up for that. However, there's a very talented person in the community called Cho who's kind of helping me with that stuff. And I'm hoping that before too long, maybe, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to put a time pressure on them. But at some point, we will have that stuff going. So I already have 2 chests, so let's buy 3 more. Sorry, 3 more. I already had 2 and I needed 3 more. Look at these are getting pricey now. I kind of like that they're actually getting value. Alright, so we open. Unfortunately, that's a very poor roll. So is this one. It's a very poor roll. So is this one. Again, we're not getting anything. Damn, that's a real stinker. That's really unfortunate. Unfortunately, I think, yeah, 5 okay, here's the situation we're in. We need 15 statuettes. We got completely unlucky there. So, we only have 9 in bank, and we got 5, so we have a total of 14 now, and we need 15. See this? We are 1 statuette short of picking up an unlocker and seeing what we get. We're 1 short. So unfortunately, they were not very good black line chests, but I really appreciate it nonetheless. So thank you to the brave soul out there who put the legwork in there. Thank you. And hey, we got some dice, you know, maybe we can sell these for a little bit. These are the moments where you're reminded black line chests can be depressing. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just hope that the person who paid for them doesn't feel too gypped out of that. Do we think the Mist Ranger outfit is coming later today? I don't know what that is. It was that data mine, was it? I'm guessing that was a data mine thing. Like, look at this. Look at our inventory today. It's already getting so messy. I'm thinking, though, that a quick salvage will sort it out. Maybe. All right, well, look. Next thing we're going to do, and I guess we'll finish the stream with it, unless, in like 10 minutes or so. Unless we find something else to do. We got the commendations yesterday, so let's spend those commendations. You can get an app for your phone where you open chests just for the adrenaline rush. Wow. Alright, yeah, it was data mining, was it? Okay. Right, so let's go to the marketplace. The guild weaponsmith. So we have 11. So we would stay with artificing for now. Let's do the trident, right? Let's do the trident because we're so close to finishing all the tridents. Oh, it's so expensive. Well, look, what we can do is we can go trident. And then we can go an offhand, which would cost just 4. Unfortunately, there's no artificing offhands. So maybe I'll pick up the shield or something. Let's save these 4. Let's save these 4. So next week, we spend 10 on the recipe for the trident. Wherever it is. And we can collect both of those. Where is the recipe for the trident? Does it not exist? Oh, I guess there's only a tier 1 trident. Wow. So am I pretty much done with tridents then, as far as guild content's concerned? And all I need is... What was the other thing I needed? Nocta says, I'm finally done with the Ultra Shiny event. No more having to do crappy 2012 World Bosses. Nocta, help me out here. How much of that do I need to do? Let me show you what I've gathered across my characters. I've done a bit of World Bossing a couple of days. Here's what I've got. 4 Saffron, 2 Azure, 5 Crimson, 5 Emerald, and I've got 5 more Djinn caches here. Is this near or far, or is it... How far, or how many of these do I need? What's the vending like and stuff? Scroll all the way to the bottom. Trident. Alright, we need Chaos. The Impossible Hawk one. World versus World. World versus World. Mirage. Tequatl. What's this one again? The Shaman's Vision? You need 18 or so. Holy shit. How many days have you been doing that? You can trade one for another. So the actual colors don't matter, right? Shaman's Vision can be randomly obtained from the Mystic Forge when combining 3 exotic weapons with an ectoplasmic stone. Oh, this is new then. This is the new thing. This just got added, right? Oh, damn. Okay. So instead of doing that, I'll just buy it on the TP. Here you go. Ectoplasmic stone. 16 golds. That's not too bad. I wonder what other recipes come with the ectoplasmic stone that maybe we can pick up. What's the sigil on it? Blood. Well, we get it anyway because I hesitated. Get rid of that. Deposit. Okay, ectoplasmic stone creates the mystic infusion. Oh, also true metal. True metal. 12 gold. Where are these skins from? Are they sort of loose skins that the devs are just getting extra value out of by adding new methods of picking them up? In which case, I think it's a brilliant move. They do seem quite plain, but I wonder if that's because they're from just elsewhere in the game and they've just not been collectible until now. So there you go, that's true metal, and maybe the wiki page is... Oh no, here, oh, there's quite a few, hold on. Battle worn? 29 gold. There's a lot happening here. Well, he's pretty pricey, so we'll ignore him for now. Core. 14. I'll pick Core up. Contagion. 20 golds. That's the icon for Malefactor, isn't it? What damage type is on that? Nothing. Alright, I'll squeeze to 20 for any of these. The Decimator. 30 gold, I'll ignore that. Falcon. 65. Oh, he looks good. Fealty. 27, I won't stretch that far. Greenbrier. 14. Doesn't look green or like a thorn patch. Okay. Leech. 17. It's a longbow. Oh, I love this longbow. That's not from anywhere in the game, is it? Scryer's Circle. It doesn't matter what damage the weapon does. No, it's just a visual thing. I was on another stream talking about it earlier, so that's what was on my mind. It's just like it changes the animation of things that die. This thing's super pricey. 100 gold, but why? Looks pretty interesting. These are all nice skins, but they're in a game that I just have no... There has to be cosmetic loadouts for this stuff. There has to be. Come on. Shark bait. 30 gold. I'm not going to buy it, but I'll have a look at it. Oh, there's a barracuda on a stick. Like, look at this. Okay. Sunder. 17 gold. We can pick this one up. Or the game needs to be better leveling. If this was a better leveling game, then, you know, this looks like a cool skin that you'd get maybe around level 20. And imagine you have like 15 hours of quality content from the period of about level 15 to 20, 25. And you're using this skin for that period. And then you get a new skin later, you know. But since everyone's at 80 all the time, and everyone has all the gear they need all the time, it's broken. Alright, and I did say I'd go to 20, so we'll pick up Wex. Oh, I wonder if Wex has a cool sound effect. Brilliant. So we salvage these guys down. They're probably not in the automatic unlockers yet, so... I'll tell you what, one of the best things about this lobby is the music. Look at that. Ding, 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 ding. The black line key may not have worked out. Well, you know, it pushed us up in statuettes a bit, so who am I to say that? But it certainly feels like that went pretty well right there. Yeah, this is the Ratus Novus music. I did a video on one of the mysterious things that was going on there, and opened the video with that. Good music. Very good music. Yeah, Heart of Thorns did have great music. Path of Fire also has great music. I was opening my streams for a long time with some very ambient, grim... Oh, it was when we were doing Merciless. If you guys go to Wooden Potatoes 2 and look at my Merciless streams, listen to the intro. There's some really grim, like fucking awesome music on there. And it's from the Path of Fire soundtrack. It's just like from one tiny bit in the story, so you won't really recognize it. I got people every stream in chat saying, WP, what is this music? Where's this from? What game is this? What is this? And it was Guild Wars all along. Always been Guild Wars. Alright, so we get this trident, so I can put this down here. Thank God I didn't accidentally salvage some of these, by the way. Oh, they're actually locked off. Good on ArenaNet for that. Maybe Greatsword Energy Sigil for that Mirage Ambush spammer. It's free 25 might as well, so. Ruined by retail, but. Alright. There you go, guys. That's it. That's Master for today. We got a lot of stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow for more progress on more of the good things. Hope you all enjoying yourselves. Thanks so much for coming out. I'm here every day, every morning. So if you follow the channel, there's like a button you can click. It will notify you tomorrow morning when I'm back. Or you can subscribe. And speaking of which, let's see if anybody did today. We had that host of 76 people, which is lovely. Thanks so much to Noctwolf. Well, actually, is 44 people? I don't know how that works. Panwin subbed earlier. We had one person 3 hours ago. It was Panwin. So Panwin, if you're still in chat, thank you, man. You're the only person to sub today, and that means the world to me. So thank you. No donations, nothing like that for me to read. It's all looking a bit empty, really. There's not even many followers. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, you can go check out our Discord for a method to get into our guild or have community discussion, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.